Good evening, everybody. What's good, you stinky Fs? I'm your boy Jay. We're here with some very special guests to celebrate the summertime by watching the motion picture Eurotrip. I got my old DVD copy here from 2004, and guess what else I got with me, or who else I got with me? I got the rest of the Wild Bunch. I got my boys right here. I've got Chase from AV Pop Culture, and I got Brian from Last Movie Standing. What's up, man?
What's up?
What's going on?
I'm just thrilled to be alive.
Man, I really wanted to be the one to break the chase that you ripped the DVD version and not the Blu-ray version.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, so you did. You got to be the one to break that to him. So, yeah, I have the DVD, and that's
all I have too, though.
Yeah. So we're watching the DVD version, just like it's 2004.
Nice.
I'm on an old Samsung anyway. The monitor that I'm using tonight is like a Samsung television from like 2012. So it's nothing fancy. My studio monitor is not super fancy, but whatever.
Hey, I'm just glad that you guys still are allowing me to be part of this. Apparently, I have angered the movie world today by discussing movies that I didn't particularly care for.
Hey, man, I don't give a shit how unpopular you get. First of all, there's no way you could be less popular than me. Second of all, even if you somehow achieved it, I'm with you, bro. Like I share your opinions, and so if everybody's mad at you, they got to be mad at me too. Because fucking Heretic was written by a 13-year-old who just read their first Richard Dawkins book. That's what I think.
See, I actually dug Heretic though.
Of course you did. And I know I had a Nora on that list too.
Oh,
yeah,
I
I heard about Nora being on that list. I was like, ooh, Brian's going to say something. I was like,
not every film is for everybody. I mean, like, I think one of your favorite movies is Life Force, and I couldn't get into that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say favorite, but I like it. Nora to me is just Nora's just a naughty, like, TikTok filmed version of Pretty Woman where it stole its plot.
I mean, I do agree with you on the part where I don't think it. I think all the Oscar stuff was a little too much for that movie.
I think that made it worse. I really do. I think if it was just, I think it would have been. It's you build it up to that level, and you're like, hey, come on now.
Yeah, the Oscar part was a little too. I mean, I'm happy it won. It's an indie film, and I like it better than most every movie that was nominated. But I would have never put that as like, hey, this is an Oscar movie. But it's a movie about a stripper that won an Oscar and won a Best Actress. So I'm not gonna fight on that.
Yeah, the actress thing for me, I was like, she just acts like a reality TV show chick. Like Jerry Springer. I saw that performance a million times growing up.
I've never seen a Nora, so I'm still blissfully ignorant.
It is one of my Criterion collection. Now I have a thing with Oscar winners where I have them in my collection.
I will take it off your hands.
No. I won't get rid of any movie that I have that won an Oscar, like a Best Picture. I won't do it. I'll keep that. There's a history there.
There's so many other movies we need, and I know you've talked about that. We've all talked about. There's so many other great like Best Picture winners that we need on 4K. Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Just saying.
Yeah, we're totally gonna get like a Mammy-less Gone with the Wind on 4K.
We're gonna get like somebody sent me a thing today on Rush Hour.
It'll be the pearl milling version of what do they call it? It's like the pearl milling company now, right? It's like the Aunt Jemima pancakes.
Oh yeah.
It's pearl milling company. It's gonna be the pearl milling Gone with the Wind version.
Somebody sent me. I think it was GC at Face the Movies. He sent me a thing at Rush Hour. When you stream it, it gives you a PC message saying this film was made so long ago. We don't. Yeah. I'm like, for Rush Hour?
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of Rush Hour has a lot of like the first Rush Hour. Jackie Chan says the N-word, so like it's also hilarious. Like
when Chris Tucker is like, I guess making like fun of Jackie Chan and like Asian people. They're like, come on, stop being so soft.
Yeah, and Jackie Chan and in Rush Hour 2, they're like tied up at one point and they're yelling at each other. And I think Chris Tucker starts it, but he's like, I will bitch slap you back to China. And Jackie says, I'll bitch slap you back to Africa. And it's like, it's mutual. It's like, it's fine, but it's also like, oh, that's not, you can't tell a black person you're going to bitch slap them back to Africa. That's completely unacceptable by today's standard. But that was okay when it was Jackie Chan doing it.
And like in the second one, when he goes to the karaoke bar and they're butchering Michael Jackson, and he has to go in.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I love those first two. I tried to watch part 3. And I couldn't even make it through the whole. I've never seen the whole third Rush Hour.
Three's not good.
I saw the first 2 in the theaters though. I remember fucking Rush Hour Part 1 when that came out. That was like a cultural milestone for me. That was like a really big moment in like cinema for me at that time. Because shit, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the third one.
The third one, they go to Paris.
Oh, yeah, I have. Yeah.
The funniest part about that would still be cut out in movies and on streaming today because it's the one with the bald chick. He has a crush on her and she removes her wig and she's bald. It's like, oh my God, I kissed a man. Kill me, Lee. I kissed a man.
Yeah, you totally can't do that today. Maybe that's why it's like the sensitivity thing.
Maybe. I think people are too sensitive.
I'm having to try to turn off the alerts because I still had another page open, and because I was going to have our CR live over there, and I just keep getting dinged, like with all of these comments. It's so funny because it's a lot of them of people that have never commented on my channel, and a lot of them have like numbers or letters after their handle, and it's like, Jesus, I know opinions are subjective, but you're absolutely crazy here. It's like, man, you could do just a hilarious live reading of these comments coming in. I was like, well, I guess I can't leave that up to check on us over here.
You definitely made me never want to check out, which I wasn't planning to anyway, but you definitely sealed the nail in the coffin for Freaky Tales for me.
Oh man, yeah. I would give it to you. If like, it's not worth the amount of money it costs to mail it.
They didn't even do that package right. That package is going on my worst of the year because
for sure.
Because they miss if you go to their website, it shows they have 2 disc slots. But when they made it, it only has 1 disc slot. So they're mismarketing it anyway.
And I can't stress to you how thin garbage it is. Like
that's what
if you don't hold it correctly to open it, it'll peel back and bend over. Like it's.
I was actually thinking about checking that movie out too until you told me about it, and I was like, okay, never mind. Like,
oh my God! In 2 seconds of Googling it, and I sent you guys that headline. It's like,
yeah, you totally saved me like $30 or whatever.
And I had such high hopes, and then, man, they lose a really good concept on it and all that kind of stuff. But
well, didn't you say they're going to release it here in the States at one point?
Release what?
I didn't know if we were talking about Crocodile Dundee or
Crocodile Dundee. I saw that pop up. Yes, they're supposed to. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw Jason. I saw you put the chat in the thing, and that's what I thought.
I did. I was putting that up just in case we got over to it. You know, I'm just trying to also be cognizant of our chat because once we start talking about the movie, you know.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say what's up, you know, to the folks, Jeff, Mark. I'm guessing your name is Mark. Mark Vision's Truth. Mr. Truth, Mr. Vision's Truth. Welcome. Good evening. Hello. Speaking of movies that like wouldn't fly today, I rewatched Eurotrip obviously in preparation for tonight so that it would be fresher in my mind. And I remember as I watched through it recently, like really kind of taking mental note of all the stuff that it seemed innocuous in 2004, but now 20 plus years later, it feels like, oh shit, like you can't do this in a movie. Like, is this kind of like the last movie that was really kind of like that? Or were there any movies after Eurotrip that were equally like pushed the boundaries a little bit?
Mainstream, I know like there was a big giant like straight to DVD raunchy area between like 2003 and 2008 ish. So I think it more transferred to that where you could just do all unrated material. and get past the MPP rating. But as far as theaters go, because this was a theatrical release, I can't think of any. Because American Wedding was what, 2004, maybe 2003.
When was like Girl Next Door?
Girl Next Door was
Girl Next Door was
2006.
like, what was that? 06 something?
I think that was 6. Yeah.
Okay. Mark says he's good.
When was Eurotrip?
2004.
Damn, is it that old? God, I'm old.
Yeah.
So yeah, Girl Next Door, and then a few years later, you get like Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
That one was.
That one's hanging dong.
Sarah Marshall. Because I mean, I'm specifically looking for that kind of humor that's like, I don't know, like I'm trying to remember Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I don't know. I remember it being a funny movie, but I don't really remember there being anything that was like you'd look back and that was kind of objectionable. Like, that guy called the other guy gay a whole bunch of times, and so that's not really cool.
Yeah, I don't really remember anything like non-PC, I guess.
Even in this movie, like what would you consider non-PC about?
Oh man,
Eurotrip?
There's a lot in this film, and it's mostly gender. It's mostly gender politics.
The gender part or the incest part are like
the incest part, oddly enough, the incest part feels like the part that, while it's a major human taboo, it's not something that's really changed over the last like 10 or 15 years. It's mostly like it's still fucked up, but like it's always been bad, right? It's always been yucky. But like the parts that for me really like are, you couldn't get away with this, is Michelle Trachtenberg's character is continuously treated like a dude, like and to the point where they will like talk to her as if she's a dude. She's like, I'm a girl. So they're continuously misgendering her. But then also the characters basically call everything gay. Everything they talk like we talked back then. I hate to admit it on the internet in front of everybody, but like that's kind of how we talked back then. I'm just being honest. Like stuff was gay back then.
Oh yeah.
And you don't really say something's gay now to mean that it's lame.
If you go back to the 80s, it was worse. What we said
was a lot worse.
Yeah. I don't think there was any F words in this movie.
No. Actually, there may be one. I don't remember that, but there might be one. Like they might have dropped. There's definitely like a few times that I raised my eyebrows. It's like, oh shit! Like I didn't notice that.
I will say the one thing I am really happy about that I've been seeing lately, and this is all kind of serendipitous, I guess, with Michelle Trachtenberg dying, and then the Pope dying, and everybody coming and putting these memes together, kind of like reminding people about this movie. It's more about when the Pope died and the whole new Pope memes all over social media versus when Michelle passed.
It was odd kismet because there is, obviously Michelle's in this movie, and then there's that whole scene where everybody thinks the Pope is dead because they accidentally burned the hat or whatever. And it's been, and until about a month ago when I rewatched this and prepped for tonight, it had been, I don't know, maybe a decade since I'd seen this movie. And I remember how much I loved it and how sad I kind of am for myself that I took such a long break from this film. It's a great movie.
It really is. And I don't think enough people even know that, like the Blu-ray released just a few years ago. This released in 2021.
Yeah,
on Blu-ray. And a lot of people don't know that it even came out on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I'd held on to this DVD for a long time.
And I will say, because I had to look it up today because I'm watching it, not even on my OLED yet. I'm watching it for the first time on my OLED while we do this. But on my other TV, I was in the bedroom, and I'm like, damn, this looks really good. It's a 2K, the Blu-ray, the 2K scan of the original negative back in 2021.
What are the special features on the Blu-ray, if you don't mind my asking?
I think the same as the DVD. It's a gag reel, deleted scenes with optional commentary, alternate ending, the music of Eurotrip, and more.
Yeah, cool. All right, that's about what I got here. I was looking at the back of my DVD, and that's the same as what I got on here.
I mean, I will say I do remember. I have it here because I keep it in the same case. I keep the DVD in the case. I do remember the DVD having much cooler menus.
Yeah, the DVD was one of those. I have a weird nostalgia for DVD menus like this, but I'm also like, not sorry that they're gone because they used to be so fucking annoying. But the animated ones that like talk and sing and make noise,
Oh yeah.
it's like you pass out watching that movie because I used to do that a
Oh,
lot.
The little fairy will come up and tell you to wake up or something.
Yeah. I pass out watching movies a lot, or at least I used to. And I would wake up and the thing would be like, it'd be blaring the stupid DVD menu, all the animation and the stupid music and the loud noises. And I'm very glad that they're much more subtle now.
Yeah, the loop.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Jason. I know exactly. I think the worst replay on music is Lucky Number 11. That DVD drove me crazy. If I fell asleep to it, I'd wake up because it was like this, like that jazzy, weird music that's not very good to just listen to all the time. What's up, Eli?
What's up, Eli?
Yeah, House of 1,000 Corpses had an amazing DVD menu where Captain Spaulding would just talk crap to you the whole time.
Yeah. Never saw that one either. I mean, I
never saw House of 1,000 Corpses.
I saw the movie in the theaters, but I've never seen the DVD menu. So I don't know. I
don't think I own House of 1,000 Corpses either. Hopefully, Bill don't see this. I don't think I own it. I own Three from Hell.
Chase. Oh, that's the worst one.
I know. And Devil's Rejects.
Did you not get the box set for? I thought you were gonna get it.
I was gonna get it. I didn't get it because it's Blu-ray, but I thought they would do a 4K. But it's a 4K from Free from Hell.
Apparently, Rob Zombie is kind of anti 4K.
Well, those two movies were, especially House of 1,000 Corpses, was shot with bits and pieces of all different kinds of stuff, so that might be part of it.
Yeah.
But I'll probably just end up getting that because I don't really plan to watch Three from Hell that much anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, Chase, I would say get it just for the artwork because it's got some of the coolest art cards and artwork I've seen in any package, and I think you would appreciate the artwork on it. And it's not.
Yeah, I remember you showing that box. Yeah, it looks cool.
And it's not labeled, so if you get a 4K, if they ever release a 4K and they don't do anything special with it, you can just slip in the box because the box doesn't say Blu-ray or anything on the spine or nothing.
That's what I did with Witness from Arrow because it doesn't say on there.
I did that exact same damn thing. I bought that Blu-ray chunky box. I got it used at Bull Moose for $26.
I got the same. I got it used too.
I just slid that Blu-ray right out, slapped that 4K in, and then I sold the Blu-ray back to Bull Moose for like $5.
Yep.
Boom. Why are you blurry? All right.
There you go.
There we go. Well, gentlemen, you guys want to get crack-a-lacking on the film?
Yeah. Might as well start watching.
Let's get the motion picture going. Everybody who's listening to this, if you're in the future and you're hearing this, you're going to watch along on your television, then go ahead, get her queued up. I'll count down 3, 2, 1, and then hit play when I say play. Okay, everybody listen along. 3, 2, 1, and play. In the chat, let me know if you guys can hear the movie. Last time it was not loud enough, and I had to crank it way up. But I'm happy to adjust the audio of the film, and I need to cover it in a moment here.
Is somebody's TV on in the background?
I think. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I think kill that.
I will tell you, Chase. I mean, Jason, just based off like watching back, like the DVD and the Blu-ray back to back, there's a dramatic difference in color.
I can believe that.
There's a dramatic difference in color.
For those of you guys who are watching this live on YouTube, of course, YouTube is an oppressive medium that robs creativity. It stifles creativity. It chokes it. It strangles it. It Casey Anthony's all creativity. And so I have to cover up the movie that we're watching, even though this is kind of a fair use application of the film. I still have to cover it up or YouTube will yank the stream. So regrettably, we have to watch through this stupid cover unless you're on the Patreon. And then, of course, if you're a member of any of our Patreons, then you can access this uncovered. I'll be circulating the file with the stuff uncovered for us to share.
Miss Goozy.
I do love how you picked the most sexually explicit picture of Michelle taking off her top and moving her hair.
Dude, I had to. I did that for you specifically. I thought if I don't put Michelle on the fair use cover so that we're looking at her in a bikini the whole movie, then you're going to be upset with me. I was like, Brian will not appreciate it. He'll make fun of me for a long time if I don't put Michelle on there. So I did that.
I really I think my favorite outfit she wears in the whole movie is that top she had in the club.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's nice because it's like the plunging V, and you get to see kind of some cleavage there. It's very nice. R.I.P. Michelle. I mean, that's something that we started kicking the idea of this commentary around right after she passed. Which was unfortunate. What was she? 40-ish? 41.
Yeah, I think she was early 40s. She was early 40s. Yeah. Just entirely too young. I think she's 18 in this movie. She's either 18 or 19 in this movie.
Yeah.
I think she had just turned 18. This was like her first, I could be wrong. Was she in Buffy at all too? Was she
she was in she had been in Buffy she had been in Buffy for like 3 or 4 seasons, and it was already off for a year before this happened.
Oh no,
maybe.
Right.
Chase, I was telling this to Jason earlier, but I'm watching the DVD and the Blu-ray back to back, and I can tell you there's a massive difference between the two, and color wise.
Is there?
Yeah.
I actually don't think the DVD looks terrible right now.
I don't think the DVD looks terrible either. It's just flatter in comparison in color wise.
This chick was from Smallville, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I mean, I found her quite attractive, obviously, but I love how she gives him this letter jacket back when she dumps him. He's like, this isn't mine. She's just been fucking everybody in the whole high school. I love it because I feel like I had a similar experience, and it's like you need that whore to break you a little bit so that you're like, oh, I need to be careful. Like, I need to fucking be more scrutinous about, the women that I associate with, because
she's a junior too in this because she's younger than him.
Yeah, she's not graduating.
Because he talks about, next year you'll come to college like we talked about. And she's like, no.
But look at her, she's smiling, and he's like obviously emotionally. And she's look at that. She's like making eye contact with the fucking camera.
Mm-hmm.
What a hoe.
And it's so funny because she plays Lana Lang on Smallville, who's like little Miss Goody Two Shoes for most of it.
I love how she tells him, I can't stand all the cheating and all this. He goes, I never cheated on you. No, it's me.
I do appreciate her breakup with him. I thought it was I always thought it was pretty funny.
This isn't mine.
And that would be enough of a inciting incident to get this guy okay, well, he's newly single and he wants to go meet the German girl. But I like how the next scene at the party, he's crying in his graduation.
The mom's like, work it, baby, work it.
Dad's just like,
yeah, the dad's so proud of my boy. It's they're oblivious to his.
He does have the worst little brother, though, of all time.
I actually love this exchange with the little brother.
With the little brother and the friend?
Yeah. I actually, because, Do you hear him say, stay black, Bert? That's my favorite line of the whole movie. I love the idea of telling a white guy to stay black. I don't know why. I love the idea of 2 white guys saying goodbye to each other and be like, stay black. I don't know why. I'm a bad person, but
male motherfucker.
I have that. I ripped the audio 15 years ago and put it on my first iPhone. So whenever I would get a email, the tone would go, male motherfucker.
And then this guy is a young Timu version of David Spade. Is that what it was they were going for? We need David Spade, but a young, not David Spade.
Yeah, we need David Spade circa 1992.
Yeah.
And that was 12 years ago.
Like PCU David Spade.
Yeah. I think he might be a little bit better looking overall than David Spade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we got the I am a golden god moment. Boom, into the pool.
Yeah.
The almost
In the
famous.
chat, guys, let me know if it's too loud, not loud enough. Holler at me in the chat. Give me a little bit of feedback if I need to turn it up, down, whatever.
So this is where you were starting to talk about where they start identifying her like as a boy. But I'm looking, I'm like, she's still dressed like really hot.
That's the thing, is she is perfectly feminine. I mean, she's quite hot. She's wearing jeans that fit quite nicely. She's wearing a feminine top. You can see cleavage. She's got long hair. She's wearing it down. She's not a tomboy at all. They deny her femininity, like actively. It's nothing that she's doing that feeds it. She's very feminine, and they're just like, I don't care how feminine you look. You're a dude in my mind, and I'm just gonna treat you like a fucking guy.
That's when you've grown up around someone so much that you just don't see them as sexual at all, really, because it's.
I love the dude taped to the tree.
She doesn't have like a she's all that transformation in this. She just goes from hot to hotter.
Yeah. And I think, you know, what's the name of the character there? The Temu David Spade. I think there's that scene where she's like bending over and he thinks she's someone else. And then she stands up and he's like, oh fuck, like it's her. That's when I think it dawns on him. He's like, oh crap, like she is actually pretty hot. Like he can no longer deny it and treat her like a dude. And that's really kind of where like it turns for him as a character. He's like about her now. So he called it gay.
I'm a girl.
Because she's like talking about going out with a dude, and he's like, I don't know, that sounds pretty gay. She's like, it's not gay. Like I'm a woman. It's heterosexual, but
at this point, she has just become one of the guys, and that's how they see her.
And that's how I viewed this in 2004. But like watching it back now with like gender politics, it's like, oh, they're like actively misgendering her. Like that's
I still
like
view it the same.
That's not even a microaggression. That's a fucking macroaggression. This movie needs a trigger warning. Yank it down off streaming services. Let's ban.
no kind of social justice, like social like things exist for me past like 1998.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest songs in movie history.
It is.
And then when she starts singing along with it.
Now, how do you think they approach Matt Damon with this? Like, hey Matt, let me holler at you. I got this idea.
Did Matt Damon executive produce?
No, he was in Europe filming for because they shot that particular party in Europe, and he was already there filming one of the Bourne Identities. And I don't know if it was a director or the producer knew him. In this scene right here, this hot tub scene in the rated cut, she's in a bikini top the whole time.
I'd like to apologize to YouTube in advance, just in case we see a nipple. Obviously, when I make these fair use covers, I can't go through the whole movie to make sure that the nipples are always covered. But the idea is that the fair use cover also covers up anything that YouTube would object to.
Fiona.
Yeah, Fiona is pretty fine.
And this chick is like one of the dumbest chicks like in the whole movie.
Oh, this would get him canceled today too. Like, he's
just like, okay, let me do it, and he eventually starts to like goes to rub her nipple or whatever. But yeah, this would definitely get him canceled, fired from all future jobs, never able to work again.
Oh, you put the Scoozy guy in the perfect alignment for this.
Yeah.
Cool, because I'm like watching the actual version. I'm like tabbing back and forth because I'm like, I want to see the titties, and but I do want to make sure that the fair use cover is doing its job.
It's like you wouldn't think that she could actually see her boob and be like, I don't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's so dumb. I love it.
She like takes it for granted though. Like she believes him.
Yeah.
Which is gullible. I mean, she's dumb.
And she's not drunk, by the way.
No.
She might have one or two in her because she's there at the party, right?
I like this. So she's in water, but she's gonna lick her hand to wipe, get something to wipe it off.
And then I love the next step where she goes further and puts like just a finger right here in her mouth.
I like how he jumped in with all his clothes on too. Like he didn't bother taking any of that shit
I like
off.
it. I like where at the point where she's just like, he's already seen my boobs. Oh well.
Yeah.
And then she plays it dumb.
Yeah.
I like how he's just,
Yeah,
like
he's nuts.
Scotty's just fucking. I mean, they're just really rubbing in his face.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate Scotty during this scene.
I love how viral the song gets because later when they're in Europe, it starts playing in a different language, and they're like, "Wait, how do I know this?"
Dude, by the end of it, his cell phone is playing Scotty Doesn't Know as the fucking ringtone. I love it. I love how you can hear him urinating, but there's no one standing at the toilet. He's just pissing into the fucking bathtub.
I don't think I ever put that together.
I like how he stops and thinks, and then he gets back and flushes.
Yeah. You gotta flush, man. I'm gonna flush. I always love that. There's the mail, motherfucker.
Mail, motherfucker.
It's like a little beep beep, mail, motherfucker. I could probably dig up that sound effect if there's anybody in the chat that would like me to. Later tonight, I could put I got a external hard drive that I got all that old crap on. I could probably yank it off of there and put it on my drive and then put a link up in the video notes or something like that so everybody could have the beep beep mail, motherfucker.
I'm gonna start using that sound effect anytime I do like a subscriber mail. It'll just pop up, mail, motherfucker.
The only reason I really stopped using it is because I was working. I was like in the professional world, and you can't have your phone being like mail, motherfucker, like at work, you know.
Yeah,
I used to have Sergeant Dokes from Dexter also saying "surprise, motherfucker" on my phone when I got a text. It was cool, like back in the day. I'm sure you could still do this today, but like you could assign certain ringtones to specific people. Yeah. Like when you got a text from a specific contact, it would make a different sound. So you kind of knew who was texting you just by the ring. So I had like a couple of my bros, including my literal brothers, would Sergeant Dokes would say "surprise, motherfucker" every time they texted.
I feel like all that was way easier to do on those older phones. I could not tell you how to do that on an iPhone. How to set
I used to do that like on my OG iPhone, my iPhone 3GS or whatever I had back then. I knew how to do it, but like I'm not sure how I would do that today. But you have to be able to do it. It's pretty stupid.
But somebody pissed all over mine last night.
He pissed on his brother's robe.
I can't believe this German chick wants to come here and hook up with me. No.
I like how he thinks Mike is a dude.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he sent that message, "You sick," when he realized that. He's like, "You sick freak."
I'm taking intro to German, and even I know that.
He sent me a picture, Tardo. See? That's a picture of Mike, and that's his cute cousin Jan.
No, retardo. That's
Just called him a retard. You're not allowed to do that.
not Mike. It's
Technically, he said retardo, right?
He did. He said retardo. But we all know what he meant.
That's the
He
Spanish
said it in
version.
Spanish. He just said it in Spanish.
Yeah.
You didn't?
I'm gonna get the video camera.
The guy. I'm getting the video camera.
This little shit.
What an asshole.
That's basically how all my friends and I used to get along, though.
Yeah, right.
Like back then, my roommates, all the people I lived with, like my best friends back then. I like how
I love how they're the third dude. Who just
She's just such a whore. I love it.
Yeah.
But all my friends, like we used to be like quite abusive to each other. Like we weren't nice to each other at all. We were fucking dicks to each other. Like 99% of the time. Like if my roommate's mom just died, we'd be nice for like the weekend. But it was remarkable how mean we were to each other. And so like calling each other retarded, gay, I mean, all of that stuff was like, that was shit we did. As bad as I feel about it these days, I'm not supposed to admit that, but like there was a period of time where like you didn't have a friend that you didn't call gay or the FAG word or something like that. It was just, that was just how you related to your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't retroactively apologize.
Oh, retardo.
Mr. Vision's Truth has a good sense of humor. I like him.
Sometimes you're both
girl,
Sometimes you're both a girl.
right?
See, that's
I like the
under-
friend. He's so enthusiastic, like that big smile. He's just like, yeah, you're both the girl.
Wow, who's the hot chick?
I love how he's like, well, now that seems like the complete opposite of what you want to do.
Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, until the tiny one that took your advice and told her to keep her hands off my genitals.
I like how he blames his friend. Like, I took your advice,
Mm-hmm.
and I just told this hot German girl to like never touch my balls. That bed is tiny too, by the way.
Yeah, it made
Yeah,
me not get
adult.
twin-size beds.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a fully grown high school graduate now. I mean, he must be 18 years old at least. He's able to fly his own ass to Europe. So,
And he's going to med school.
yeah, that's a tiny bed.
Will you stop listening? This girl is not only smart and funny,
But actors are tiny in general.
screwed up.
Yeah,
She
that's
actually
true.
wanted to come all the way to America.
Even still, it feels like you should
It
have.
does,
a bigger
Phil.
bed.
You have to have more space.
Yeah,
You definitely need a bigger bed for fucking Fiona because she is a hoe for show. And I guess he could do her on the floor because she doesn't seem to mind that kind of thing.
I think Jim in American Pie had a bigger bed than him.
Yeah.
Dear Jim.
Oh Jesus, Scotty. Fiona was right.
So the first American Pie came out in what, 99?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And when did the American Wedding come out? 2003?
Yeah, with every 2 years.
Yeah. So like they got married 4 years later, dog. Like they're not even graduated college yet. That feels fast. That's
Yeah.
maybe off topic for Eurotrip, but I think now would be a good time to mention this movie has a phenomenal soundtrack.
It
Mhm.
really
Like
does.
in that time period.
Speaking of American Pie 2, after rewatching it, it's got a great soundtrack too, overall.
I think American Pie 2 has the best soundtrack of all four of them.
Cut off his leg. But he got there cheap.
I love how they're just like, we'll go to London and we'll just like walk there, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a suburb.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he says, right? He just
Yeah.
thinks like Europe is so small. Like, yeah, we can just walk
Bro,
to-
that's how I feel going like up north where you live, Jason. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna go to like Pennsylvania. Oh, come to Maine. It's only like 2 hours away. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
dude, Pennsylvania is like way more than 2 hours, like 6.
But you know what? I mean, everything is like in.
Yeah. Well, it's like the craziest stat ever. You can fit the entire of the United Kingdom in the state of Georgia. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, what?
That
Huh?
is wild.
I
So it is
definitely
pretty
imagine
small.
UK being bigger.
I know. Like, wait, what?
Talking about crazy.
I'm never letting them talk shit to me again. Fucking
There's also something to be said about how films were made back then. Even these kind of films, like look at the different colors. There's yellow on the back. She's got a red shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like they actually paid attention to colors and not just like I don't know if
Claim my birthright.
it's something I feel that's missing in a lot of modern movies where they don't think about stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah.
and this shot right here, they've been on this shot ever since they came into the airplane without
Yeah.
cutting to a different shot.
Yeah, no coverage or anything.
No.
I do love these transitions, by the way.
I don't mind these transitions either.
No. No.
There's fucking Sherlock Holmes and them. Big Ben and shit. It's kind of remarkable how much of this they filmed. They actually went and filmed in Europe. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like these days they're like, don't spend all that money taking all the cast and shit to Europe and stuff like that. We'll just green screen that shit in.
Which will never be as good. I don't care what they say.
Completely agree.
No.
Completely agree.
Even though I will say that shot does look a little
Looks
green.
like a green screen. Yeah.
Yep.
Does it?
Yeah, it looks
Wouldn't that
very
be
green.
funny if it was after I said all that?
But sometimes it's just because the way they light it. There's a scene in Forgetting Sarah Marshall where he's standing in front of the ocean talking to this guy, and it looks like the worst green screen ever. But they were really there. It's just how it was lit.
Didn't tell your boss you were leaving the country.
They would have stopped paying me, but it seemed easier. So where to?
I don't know. First bus to Berlin doesn't leave till tomorrow morning. What do you want to do?
I love the fucking hooligans that they like just immediately
Oh,
run
yeah.
into.
Vinny Jones.
Yeah, Vinny
No
Jones.
drinking.
There you go.
And I appreciate how they also just show up randomly again at the end. Like they just come back and just like, yeah, we're in Rome. Why not visit the Vatican?
The
We'll just be
feisty
there.
kid.
I do love this scene. He starts singing "My Baby Takes the Morning Train."
He's like, sing. Yeah, I'd be scared to go into a soccer pub
Yeah,
in UK.
yeah. But I would do this. I would wander in unbeknownst. I would just be like, oh, this looks like a fun place to drink.
They're amateurs. Send them to Athens in a bar on game day.
Yeah. They're wearing a lot of red and black at least.
They
though.
are. They fit in.
At least they're wearing a lot of red and black.
Who the fuck are you?
We're the Manchester United fan club from Ohio.
I love how he says Ohio. From Ohio. Like just really make sure you hear all three syllables. Ohio.
My baby.
I like that that's the first thing that comes out of his mouth too.
And they all start like gearing up, passing the weapons and everything around them.
Watching the Manchester United football team. Huh? The best freaking team in all the land. Woohoo!
That's all he had to say.
Yep.
Pretty damn good that.
They got out the weapons for nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
This guy opening the beer with his eyes is fucking horrifying.
You know, Vinny Jones used to be a professional football player, right?
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know
They
that.
break the glass on his head and he fucking turns around and hugs him. I
think Lockstock was his first movie,
think so.
but he was a professional football player in England before he turned to acting.
Oh, you mean soccer?
Soccer, yeah.
I thought you were talking about football.
It's like football.
You see, this wouldn't fly either because isn't that like her cousin or something?
No, that's it's just another big, handsome German dude.
Yeah, he has a crush on her, right? Too. or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, something
For
like
some
that.
reason, it's been a minute. I thought, damn, look at her.
I know, right?
Or is he dreaming this? I can't remember.
They
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
cast
it's a
some attractive
dream.
women for this movie. My only disappointment with Eurotrip, I don't have much disappointment, but the only disappointment I have with Eurotrip is the fact that the whole movie isn't about the soccer hooligans befriending Americans from Ohio and then just fucking shit up across Europe, because that would be such a great.
That'd be a fun concept.
That'd be a fun, yeah.
I do think, and I mean, I know we're watching the unrated version here, but I think a movie about this much like sex and chasing sex and stuff like that is pretty light on nudity and the sex
Yeah.
overall.
Although
Well, if you think about it, he's not chasing sex. He's not the main character's not
Yeah.
chasing sex.
Yeah.
Because he says he didn't care, what she was. He just wants. He had a connection with her. Now the other guy is chasing sex, 100%.
Well, I mean, we got the beat scene full of fat, fat. Yeah, like that's no. Wait.
And then I will say, what's the scene? The twin gets blown for fixing the camera in the back alleyway.
He does get blown.
And blown and robbed. He's like, take it. I don't care.
But
Take
like,
it.
if you don't watch this version, like you said, the one topless scene she's got on her bathing suit top, like
So what the hell happened last night?
for a movie that was rated R, still that's light.
Yeah, it's very light on the. I mean, the only thing really in the rated one, well, in this one, there's a little bit more cursing. The abstinence guy, the little fairy cusses more in this version,
Oh yeah,
and I think you still see a bunch of naked guys in that scene, but you just don't see as much as you do in this. Like, I think they hold the shot longer.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot more ding dong in this one.
I love how his shirt says "kill something."
I would lick me apples.
Yup.
We're going to Paris. I know, Cecil told me. Mika's in Berlin.
I like how these
We're
guys are
not
like
going
just
to
drinking
Berlin.
for
We
breakfast
need
too.
a plan. Right, see
Fucking
what I'm talking
soccer
about?
hooligans, dude.
Unpredictable, Scotty. Relax.
I don't think any of those guys live past 39.
Paris is
Probably
like a
not.
suburb of Berlin.
You're right.
Like France and Germany have always been allies.
Right.
I do like what an idiot Cooper is, and it feels somewhat willful. Like he sort of knows he's saying dumb things, and he
Oh
says
yeah, for
just to
sure.
be funny.
I think you gotta have this like map shot to kind of show where everything really is.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
all Americans are like, I don't know where fucking Paris is in relation to London.
Yeah. You're on the wrong side of the road. Bro, I remember my first time in London in the front seat on the wrong side. I was getting an anxiety attack thinking you're turning on the wrong side of the road. It was kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's wild. Apparently, the French drive on the same side as us.
Yep, they do.
I like the outtake of him just screaming because it's like you don't have any of the background noise. Like he's obviously not, in a moving car.
Oh god, this guy's like, oh. I think is it just England now? Is it just the UK that drives on the opposite side now?
I
All the
think it
rest
may be.
switched.
Because Italy drives on our side.
Mm-hmm.
I think another reason this movie may be R is because of the F words. It's more than one F word. That may be
Oh, yeah.
rated R.
That feels like such a minor thing. Like if you're not going to have graphic violence or any nudity to get your R rating, like why get the R rating for saying 2 Fs? Like if you're going to get the R rating, say your Fs, but then like also throw in some tits and somebody getting impaled or something.
Yeah,
like that.
if it's that's been my biggest complaint since PG-13. Like if you're gonna have an R rating, make it an R-rated movie.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I
earn
agree.
that shit. I think DVD. I think really like we owe DVD a lot for ushering in the option to have unrated cuts
Rated.
of films.
And I think a lot of studios, because if you listen to Matt Damon, like that was a huge thing back then. Like DVD was massive for sales to where they could release it in theaters and be like, we'll just release the unrated or director's cut, especially in horror. I think horror and raunchy comedies benefit that the most with the unrated or the director's things.
I completely agree because, you could have a PG-13 and then you can almost have your cake and eat it too. Because then the unrated version becomes a selling point for the DVD. Like you said, if it's a horror movie, then there's more boobs. I know.
I love how the camera stops, checks his chick.
But that simulates the male gaze, which is also inappropriate by today's standards. Like the camera actually wasn't a character leering at another character. It was the actual the camera. The proxy for us as the viewer stopped, checked this lady out head to toe, and then went on. And it's kind of a funny gag, but also it's completely sexist and misogynist. So I demand that Netflix remove this film right away. Got to be writing a letter to Matt Damon. I need him to publicly disavow this film for being so sexist and genderist and ableist.
I love how this guy's making like more money than him, and this French guy gets so pissed off.
Yeah.
Wow.
That eyebrow goes up.
I really kind of feel like this predicted Grandma's Boy a little bit too, right? Because Grandma's Boy comes a few years later, and it's got that character JP who's like always does the good one.
Yeah. How could he see me?
I love Grandma's Boy. I did a commentary on this channel as well as my Patreon for Grandma's Boy because I do love Grandma's Boy.
His friend said, like, he is not robot. That is not the robot.
That is not a real robot.
Apparently, Japan and Australia also drive on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they do.
Thanks, Kasky, for the research there. Appreciate you going to Australia and Japan and determining that for us because
Doesn't
I've never
Australia
been.
also flush in the opposite direction?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they're on the southern. Anybody on the southern hemisphere, right?
Oh.
Goes the other way.
It goes the other way.
Sweep the leg, Scott.
Sweep the leg.
Nice
He's like-
Karate Kid reference.
He like really hits him.
Don't look at his eyes, Scotty. Don't look at his eyes.
Error. I love the error.
Error. Yeah.
I appreciated the references to the Chopsaki shit. I think in 2004 that works pretty well because, you know, by 2004, Jet Li and Jackie Chan had been pretty big in the West.
Mm-hmm.
They'd made several films, a couple of Rush Hours. Jet Li had made a few films by 04. And so I think like that kind of like kung fu movie, it was error. But I think that kind of kung fu movie was sort of ripe to like make fun of a little bit in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'd been around for a few years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I think Michelle Trachtenberg's the only one of this group who actually ever had a career
Yeah.
before this
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
after this.
Yeah. Homeboy, the guy who plays Cooper, the low rent David Spade, he's been in a bunch of stuff like TV stuff, stuff that you've heard of, like CSI shit. Like he's done
Oh,
some
yeah.
Okay.
but
Yeah, 'cause
it
I've never
hasn't
seen
been
him
like
in any
major
other movie.
motion picture shit.
I know that the main guy, Scotty, he was in a movie called Peaceful Warrior with Nick, I think
Oh.
Nick Nolte.
Yeah. He was in that one. It's based
But
on a
that's
book.
that was like the only other movie I remember him in off the top of my head.
Yeah. I like how he eats his fucking town. He's like, if there's time.
If there's time.
We're not gonna fucking do what you want to do, you nerd. I thought this was a little bit of a sad moment too when they're at this table because they're kind of saying, you know, like this is the last time we might all be together like this.
Yeah.
Like while I don't really consider this to be like an extremely nostalgic film, they do kind of acknowledge the fact that they're all high school graduates. They're all bound for different colleges, and quite likely, life is going to take them all in different places. And 20 years later, 25 years later, they may or may not be in contact still. I mean, I don't really talk to anybody from my high school. The only buddy I had from my high school that I like my best friend from high school, he passed away. So
This
I
is
don't
the
really,
part you
yeah, see, there he is. He's about to recognize, like, oh shit.
Well, thanks, Jason. Now I'm all sad about time passage and loss of connection.
I have to say, like, it's hard for me not to watch a movie like this and feel that way a little bit.
It is. Don't ever watch a movie that you watched when you were like a kid or in middle school or high school, and then do the math of how long it's been since you watched it and how things were when you watched it. That'll mess with your head,
Bro, I 100% agree. What's always weird for me is like watching a movie that I watched as a kid that I used to think was old. Like I used to think this was like an old movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old at the time I was watching. I'm like, oh, that's an old movie. But then it's like, there's movies that I love that I watched in the theater that are like 3 times as old as like the shit I thought was old when I was 10.
Oh, yeah.
12,
Yeah.
Wild.
I mean, American Pie is 26 years old.
Yeah.
When that came out, 26 years before that would have been something for like from 1973. So,
Yeah.
pre-Jaws, Brian.
We got the Indiana Jones reference right there.
Yep, with the map.
With the map, yeah.
I like how the soccer hooligan made the newspaper.
Yeah,
Little continuity issue there with the newspaper.
with the newspaper. Oh God, I catch it every time. Like,
I usually don't have. I'm not usually one for like the continuity errors. I tend to be pretty forgiving of them or whatever. I'm like, whatever.
I'm pretty forgiving of them too. When you make movies and it's like
Mhm.
So I'm very cautious when I'm editing. It drives me effing insane because I see it. I'm like, will everybody else see it?
Yeah.
Most of the time, 85% of people don't see it.
No, they don't.
I think maybe even more don't see it.
Yeah.
Like, most people are just not looking for it. And but like even still, it's like a lot of times the continuity error is like somebody's holding the newspaper, it cuts, then it cuts back, and then she's holding the newspaper differently. But it's like, well, if it cut away for a second, like maybe she turned the newspaper while I wasn't looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. It's like people do that. Like you fold the newspaper and you start reading the other part.
One of my favorite continuity errors is Ocean's 11. Brad Pitt's eating right before Julia Roberts comes down the stairs. He's eating a shrimp out of a shrimp bowl, and then they cut to another shot, and he's got a plate in his hand, and it comes back.
Oh, no shit.
I
like intentional continuity errors, like the one in The Carpenter, where the guy, like every time it cut back, doing something different.
He's doing something different. I think that was part of the joke. You pointed that out to me, and I was like, I've never been able to watch that the same.
Yeah, it's just it makes me laugh every time. I'm like, it's funny. It's
mi scusi. I love how by the end he's just fully like pants off with a cigarette in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about how inappropriate this scene is. I mean, for one thing, they're being extraordinarily homophobic by not wanting to sit next to the gay dude. But on the other hand, the gay dude is also like very handsy. Like you're not supposed to put your hands on people today. Like you're not allowed to grab a butt or a leg. And he's definitely like grabbing whatever he can get his hands on.
And the symbology of every time it's going through a tunnel.
Yeah. And And then
I love how he acts like it's an accident. Like I was just, like I'm sorry, I was rubbing your shoulders.
He goes, it's a long tunnel. So look at his face.
Look at his face, dude. Look at his fucking face. Like,
and then they got the disco music. We got some hot stuff.
Talk about sexual predator.
And then he pulls a Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
Scoozy.
He's smoking his cigarette and everything. Like he came. You know he came.
Yeah. Oh, I always thought too, I'm like, there's 3 of you guys plus a girl. Couldn't y'all got his ass out of there earlier?
Yeah, they should have been able to whip his ass.
And then he just walks into a whole other thing with his pants off, like, oh, hey. That is
he's ready to go again. Recharged already.
Of a predator right there.
He's just one of those horny ass European dudes.
Italians, man.
Fucking Italians.
Well, got a couple hours to go.
They getting everybody pregnant.
Hello.
That look on his face though when he's rubbing the shoulders.
I know.
He's already halfway there. He's halfway.
When he's about to go into the tunnel too, like the look on his face, like yes.
He goes straight devil mode on his face.
Yeah, he looked possessed. I actually think this film does a great job with its smaller characters. You know, I don't think the narrative is like anything too revolutionary, but I do love the characters, sort of how they all get along. The main group of 4, of course, they do kind of feel like people who've known each other for a long time.
They do. Yeah, they do.
Rapport, which I love in a film, in a comedy film especially. I really love that, like, rapport between the characters. And it's a great aspect of this film, I think.
Yeah, they have great chemistry together.
You know what's funny is how things change. They're showing him as the nerd with that particular bathing suit on. I mean, he's got the thing on his chest too, but
he's the most fit out of everybody there.
He's definitely the most fit. But his bathing suit's the one that's in style now. Their board shorts are like left back then. Like the all these styles are different now. It's so funny. Yeah, you can watch old movies too, and it's like the stuff that was in style then is like suddenly back, and it's like, full circle.
Yeah, full circle. Like shit comes back. Like it goes away and then comes back again.
I love how all the guys are like, girls. Oh shit!
I love the Japanese dude. Beaches. That's a lot of dog.
That's a lot of dog.
It's a lot of dog.
Yeah, I guess they're saying we've got nudity here.
Everybody in the live is just, the numbers just like, 12, 11, 10, 9. I mean, it's like people are bailing because of the dick.
Hey, it's 2025. Your viewers could have gone up because of the dick.
Yeah, me
That's what I'm
scusi.
saying.
Me scusi.
You guys are all everybody who left alive because the dick is a homophobe. Right? I'll be reporting you to the authorities. I'm gonna report you to Google.
Well, there is this scene with all the
There is
females.
this scene.
But this isn't in the theatrical either, though, is it?
No.
No.
This isn't
That
in
man
the
is holding his cigarette like right in front of the titty. Me scusi.
But like,
This
I
is
feel
blocking
I
your
feel
view.
gypped here because the dudes are all bottomless and the chicks are just topless. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah. And if you're gonna go full frontal, what were we saying earlier? If you're gonna get the R rating, like you're gonna throw a bunch of tits in there, you're gonna get an R rating. If you throw some bush, it's still R.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you might as well throw in some bush.
This is the part right here. Oh,
Girls didn't have bush back then, though. I guess.
There's some strips going on there.
we
I
got
mean,
some
no girl that I
underboob.
ever dated back then had bush.
I will say the other big thing with this movie is how much they tease her, and that's the most they show. Like because they super tease it.
Consider the
Like
cover. Like,
Oh
look
yeah,
at the
yes.
cover. It's like it's got the thing over her titties that says unrated and stuff. It's like makes you think I'm gonna buy this for $20 because she's getting naked from Buffy. The girl from Buffy's about to get naked, and she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was too big of a star, right? Like that was something that like the bit players, the Shannon Elizabeths will show off their titties, but not the one who's got like the
Not Harry the Spy?
Buffy actress in that
It's
one
like
too.
zombies coming after.
Right? Yeah. How much
I love how
scrotum
she's
do you
all
see?
cool with the nudity, and the brother's like, no. He likes it's a little over.
Go home
All
without
right,
me.
see ya.
Okay.
This old guy. The old guy at the end. He's gonna have a heart attack racing her.
He really
Here
will.
it comes at the end.
There he is at the end.
I mean, how would you like to be the extras casting agent on this? Like, all right, come in here. You're gonna have to drop your drawers. Okay, you're good enough.
No shit. Like we need you to take your shirt and pants off because we need to make sure you got a belly and a lot of pubic hair. Need a lot of pubic hair for this part.
Need a mane. I'm quite proud of my mane of pubic hair.
The only other chick you see naked in this is Mika.
Yeah, but you see Mika naked a bunch, right? Like you saw her in that dream sex scene, and then they've got the sex scene at the end where he's
At
dicking her
the end,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, that
she's
one's
in
nice.
the she's in like a nighty, right? So in the dream.
Oh,
yeah,
I
that
thought you
dream,
saw her
but later
titties in the
she's
dream.
naked.
Mm. Oh, you know what? When did we were talking about non-PC movies? When did Anchorman come out?
Oh, that's
That-
a good point.
That one's definitely got some non-PC.
I think Anchorman was what? Like
This part. Isn't this
I
part?
think Anchorman was 06 as well.
Yeah, she gets naked in this part, I think.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
does fucking Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff is about to make a little appearance.
Dude, I'm convinced we may get a 4K of Baywatch in Germany just because of how big he is.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
There we go.
Sorry for everybody watching on YouTube, but got to keep the good stuff for the Patreon because YouTube is oppressive. I like how you can show his face. Like they got to put him in.
Yeah.
Not enough to play the song. You got to show the music video.
Yeah.
That song kind of slaps too. I just want to say, like, 20 years of watching this movie, and I actually think that song slaps.
Oh my god, his cameo in Dodgeball. Oh, Dodgeball is another one. Very, very non-PC in Dodgeball. But
Guy comes back. His friends ain't even doing anything. They're just watching.
Just licking his whole face. I took it like they were all sleeping.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the way I interpret it. Is like it doesn't show them wake up. It shows them kind of but they're surprised. They're like shocked he's there. So just interpreted that like everybody was sleeping.
I love how the Brussels are actually Brussels.
Yeah,
The
Brussels sprouts on the table.
Oh wow, Anchorman and Dodgeball were all from this same year.
All
Oh,
04?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Holy shit. I think we really need to start. This might be something we put our heads together on as a trio and just use our combined brain power. But I really feel like, there's a cycle of 90s comedies that I think were huge, is represented by things like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Tommy Boy, even Dirty Work kind of ended that cycle. But then I think there was like another resurgence with films like, American Pie kind of preceding that, kicking it off. But like the mid 2000s saw shit like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Anchorman, this film. Like, how many comedies have we just rattled off just as we're watching this that came out right around the same time, like 03, 04, 05, 06, that are just like kind of legendary now? Like, that was an amazing couple of years for comedy.
And now we feel like we don't even get comedy. Like, they make a big deal when like anything really, like Anything But You is not a raunchy. It's kind of a raunchy comedy. It's a raunchy romantic comedy, but people are like, oh my god, it's back. But it's
Brian, I think we were talking about this. I think 08 or around the end of 08 is when it died.
Yeah.
Like,
I think around when the superhero thing boom really started and this died. I totally forgot Lucy Lawless was in this.
A lot of those superhero movies kind of incorporated a little comedy too. Like, Tony Stark could be witty and he could be funny and you could have some comedic moments, but it was not, it was a little bit more like PG, because, they were still young people that were going to see you couldn't get away with some of the stuff that they do here.
Like if y'all remember, was it Iron Man 1 or 2 where he goes to sleep with the girl and then Pepper has to kick her out?
Iron Man 1,
yeah.
I really feel like the once Disney
that was 08.
Over, Disney really kind of killed. They made all the Marvel, the MCU films really pretty sexless. Like they started like explaining like, oh, Natalie Portman's not in this one. Oh, we broke up or whatever. Like they would sort of like use this throwaway line of dialogue to explain why the girl wasn't there, the love interest, and it was like it really kind of killed the stories for me, because it was like, well, like I want to see those relationships develop as well, and it sort of humanizes the superhuman character. So I don't know. I thought
they wanted to take that out. It's funny because Iron Man was the first one. It was 08, and I also just think our society, like that whole like this the social justice, like the PC, the overly PC, all that started around 08, 09. Like right, and that's when you can find a couple of straight to like DVD ones, maybe right in that window, but from like basically 08, 010 till now, maybe we're about to start getting a few, maybe it's going to start to turn around, but we've gone on like about 15-year dry spell.
Yeah.
Apparently we owe our friend Chapman an apology, because I thought we were doing okay, but according to Mr. Carruthers, this conversation needs more talk about gratuitous nudity.
Well, this guy's about to get blown right now in the alley.
Yeah.
I like how she blows him just because he's got a cool camera.
Because it's a cool camera. Yeah.
Like, that would ever work, but I would buy a cool camera tomorrow if that would.
Well, I guess you got to find the chick that works in the camera store that's like all hot and bothered by them.
I was going to say, like, a lot of nerds have cool cameras. Like, a lot of nerds are like, they got some wicked cool fucking camera, but I don't see those nerds getting blown.
Gosh, you really like cameras.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Lucy Lawless. Have you ever seen Spartacus? With her?
Dude, I love Spartacus. I was about to bring up Spartacus. She's raw and dirty in that.
Yeah, you want to talk about gratuitous nudity? Let's review Spartacus.
Good Lord. And she's nude a good bit in Spartacus herself.
Oh yeah, she is. Yes, she is.
Yeah, right. Stop.
He's like, I don't need this.
She looks good here too. I gotta say, Lucy Lawless does. I mean, her like the Xena thing, I never really watched much of, but I didn't think of her as being very hot. But she does look good in this movie.
Dude, she looks even hotter in Spartacus. If you ever seen that?
Oh man, and in Spartacus, it just cracks me up, dude, because she's just all about it.
Do you think her calling these guys names are Hans Gruber? Do you think that was a reference to Die Hard?
Hans Gruber.
Die Hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with how much they're referencing pop culture already, yes, that was totally done on purpose.
You've got a Hans and a Gruber.
You had
Because
your
they
Indiana Jones reference.
the Karate Kid reference earlier.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh.
This is like some hostile shit right here.
Mhm.
It was one of those things too where it's like,
That's
Die
the
Hard.
safe word.
I don't know.
What is that? That's not-
I love how he says something and she's like, "Are you sure?" And it's something completely different. This guy, like, he's like, "Take my money, I don't care."
His soul's already leaving his body.
Y'all recognize that guy?
That's
Oh, no.
I do recognize him.
He's in a bunch of stuff I can't think
oh
of.
god, yeah, just totally. He's definitely just doing him a solid on the cameo.
Oh yeah, right there. He's like, "Give me the money."
Oh,
It's like, take it all.
He's like, "I love you." What? Okay.
I love you. I love you.
I love how they think they're high off these hash brownies, and the black guy's like,
You guys ever heard that that Adam Sandler sketch? Like when he was doing the CDs, when he was doing the albums, there was the sketch where the kid kept thinking he was getting high, but he's like, "Oh, that was a non-alcoholic beer," and he's like, but I'm so wasted from this weed." And it's like each time he kept telling him, like, you're not actually wasted. That was like didn't have any alcohol in it or whatever. It didn't have any weed in it or something like that. And it's sort of like that. It's like total placebo effect. It's like, am I fucking high?
I love how the guy's like, "Put your shirt back on, white boy."
Yeah.
I saw a gay porno once.
Yeah, simply Dutch bakery.
Yeah.
The girls never came.
Girls never
No hash.
No.
You see, this is stereotyping, which you could not do today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "What?"
We do not serve ash brownies here. We are simply Dutch bakery.
Put your shirt back on, white boy.
Now put your clothes back on, white boy.
Ow, ow, ow. Oh, Flugenkenchen Holland.
This part.
Did you say Flügelkämpfen?
Yes, yes. For the love of God, Blue Heimler.
He got the monkey shines.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
It's just left up to the imagination what she was doing with the monkey, which I love.
Bro, this machine.
Wait, what?
I gotta say, she does a great job in this film. She really sells it. Like she's working.
No. I didn't say Flugelkämpfen. I said,
Which is the movie with the librarian and the raunchy comedy with the librarian and the grandma? And he goes home and he thinks, what raunchy comedy is that?
Librarian and the grandma.
Like he goes home with the librarian thinking he's gonna get laid, and she's really this dominatrix, and it's like the grandma.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
I see
I
it in my
totally
head.
can see it now. But
That's gonna bug me. Actually,
by the way, that guy's name is the mugger was Diedrich Bader, but I don't think you recognize him by his name. But my God, 251 acting credits. Dude has been in a million movies you've seen.
yeah, no, I recognize him. I know him from. He was the voice of Batman in a bunch of things, and he was in a show called like American Housewife, and he's been in so many things.
Yeah, he's been a voice for tons of stuff, but yeah, he's been in so much stuff. He's one of those that guy actors. Like, oh yeah, that guy. Seen that guy.
I like how these guys are in Europe in the summertime and everyone's wearing a shitload of clothing. Like it's not 90 degrees.
Although, did you see the TikTok thing going around of the chick complaining about summertime in England and how hot it was, and she'll die on the hill about how hot it was, and it's 73 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's not hot.
Dude, a couple years ago, there were people passing out of heat exhaustion at Wimbledon, and it was 80 degrees.
That's ridiculous.
Like, they can't take the heat.
Europeans are pussies.
Like 80. Dude, I'd kill for 80 right now.
Tomcats. That's the movie. Tomcats.
Oh, Tomcats.
I love this dude too.
I love this dude. Yeah,
I fucking love this dude. He's such a great side character.
he's like
Yeah, I
Berlin.
killed a hooker in Berlin.
Berlin.
Mein Deutsch schlecht. Du sprechen langsam? Ich wär's dahin? Deutsch! Ich bin seit 14 Stunden unterwegs. Ich habe 3 Tage und 3 Nächte geschlafen. Mit Schnaps.
Chocolate covered peanuts.
He is hyped.
He's trying.
Caffeine, sugar, speed, alcohol.
Du wissen, wo ist Berlin? Berlin, hey,
He's like, I'm not going anywhere near.
I stabbed a woman.
I'm not going,
It's better that it's a woman. I don't know why that makes it funnier, but like stabbing a man is kind of funny. But like stabbing a woman in a bar,
Sexually
I
assaulted a
also
horse.
sexually assaulted a horse in Berlin.
Wieder Berlin.
And
I like how he just takes him to the Eastern Bloc.
I'll drive this truck off a cliff before I go back to Berlin.
He washes his pills down with schnapps.
Dude,
I don't know.
schnapps
I
are
mean, obviously,
disgusting.
somebody drinking and driving is a danger to us all, but I love the idea of truckers out there just washing pills down with schnapps as they drive, like behind the
I like
driver.
this.
Like, let's go to Eastern Berlin, like our Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I like the question marks, and it's the ashtray. They're in the ashtray.
So does that leave the question? Have they been smoking this whole time?
I don't think so, right?
Yeah, nobody's ever smoked, so they just put that on there for the gross out nasty flavor.
Yeah. Just because this is like the ashtray of Europe, right? It's like
Yeah.
making a visual analogy or visual metaphor. So, this definitely informs my mental image of Eastern Europe. Like I think of this.
Mhm.
I think of the old man like giving himself a bath on the side of the road when I think Eastern Europe.
Dog just got a hand.
Just
Like-
a random hand.
And then you see this Russian guy who's in so many things.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff.
He
too.
was in Snatch. He was the crazy Russian in Snatch.
Oh yeah, this guy's been in tons of stuff.
I like how he describes Miami Vice as a new show.
Yeah.
Miami Vice.
Miami why?
Miami Wise, #1 new show.
Number one news show.
We're trying to get to Berlin, Germany. Do you know if there's a train coming anytime soon?
Coming out on 4K, I've heard.
They are building it now.
They are building it now.
Stop. Hammer time. Enjoy Berlin.
That would be considered racist in today's day and age.
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie though, this always reminded me of being a kid in rural Georgia in the 80s, because like everything, it felt like stuff didn't get to us until a few years later. So when
Yeah.
I saw this move right here, I was like, oh, I know how that felt.
I also love that they have like 78 cents in change, but still manage to live like kings because of the
Yeah.
exchange rate to Eastern Europe.
Yeah, especially with this part where they go to the hotel and they're like 5 cents. I quit my job. I start my own hotel.
I started my own a nickel. My own hotel. I love it. Look at that. They're getting measured for custom suits and shit. Selects the fucking champagne, like that one.
Just watching porno on TV. I don't think that's in the rated. That's definitely not in the rated cut or theatrical.
No, but you can, or you used to be able to find nudity in commercials on TV in Europe. Wasn't that big a deal?
Oh yeah, that's kind of I guess what they're making fun of.
Yeah.
This part.
A nickel.
And he slapped him too. He back slaps him.
Open my own hotel. Fucking gives him 5 across the eyes. I love it.
So, we got 27 cents left. What is there to do in this town?
This movie definitely made me want to do absinthe, and so I went.
100%. Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, that looks fun. I'm doing that, and so yeah, I went and did that.
I definitely think this top is the hottest she looks in the movie when she takes her jacket off.
Oh yeah.
Scotty doesn't know is playing. It's like the fucking remix.
I like how Miami Vice is just getting there, but Scotty doesn't know it's there like 2 days later.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous right there.
Yeah. I like how the camera pauses, again, simulating the male gaze. This time it's the character's gaze. But even still, we are voyeurs as the audience. We get to see through the lens and, we get to look right at her boobies. And it's very sexist. The male gaze is toxic. And I would like to advise us all to cut our nuts off. That's what we should do for feminism.
What you guys saw that video I sent you of Sean Connery being questioned about all that stuff.
Barbara Walters did not. I love that interview because she did not like that at all. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I stand by that. Like I do think sometimes you got to hit a bitch, and she was just like, you say what? Like she was not happy with his response.
I know the comments were like, she's equal parts seriously offended and needing to change her underwear. Like,
yeah.
My favorite though comment was he's the only one that could walk through a feminist rally and come out with a pressed shirt and a sandwich on the other side.
Yeah.
You said you were married? So
He's got like a whole family and their wife, and
I guess the idea is that like Europeans are all so bohemian that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're all in open relationships and open marriages and stuff. And
I love this.
you shouldn't be so uptight. Like we as Americans are like, we're the uptight society that practices monogamy and stuff like that.
well,
I love how practical this is too. Like with the light, actually, like with the they actually thought this out.
Yeah, I'm not feeling a goddamn thing. This absinthe is bullshit.
Ooh. I definitely agree that we're way too uptight, but basically so is everybody else in most things now. But hopefully you're starting to see some signs of it abating a little bit. People kind of just getting tired of it. There's only so uptight you can be for so long.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say. And absinthe definitely is not that awesome. This movie definitely oversells absinthe.
Can't you just buy it in the liquor store now?
I'm not sure, and I've heard that the absinthe that you can buy is not like, it doesn't have the same psychoactive shit. The stuff that I drank was like, it was like the imported stuff, like definitely like a Cuban cigar. Like we're not supposed to have this, but we do. And so like the shit I was drinking was the real shit. It tasted like fucking donkey sweat, and those are twins making out. That's pretty gross.
It comes from like wormwood, doesn't it, or something?
It's like kissing all down her neck too, and
oh man, and they are like you got the. I mean, I know they're brother and sister, but
even the fairy's like, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
That's some pretty fucked up shit.
I would have just went off for it and had them like start to go like reach down into each other's pants and then like run over.
That's how you sober up very fast.
Yeah. Which I think they did.
They really are the worst.
There's nothing to the plot. Like they're the worst twins in the world. Like they've referenced that a few times. It has nothing to do with like furthering the plot at all. But I love that it's like just part of the
joke. Yeah, it's part of the joke. He's still fantasizing about it. He's getting off right now.
Dude, he's fucking happy. Look at him.
Look at him.
That's how all my friends were, though. Like, if something bad happened to me, they were like, I can't wait to make fun of you for this. Like,
but I actually think they do a good job of playing it off like they are really brother and sister, just like.
Yeah. This guy's literally, he's wearing 2 zip-ups. Like, why is he that cold? Like, he's got, like, a zip-up underneath his orange.
Yeah, because everybody else is in, like, shorts and stuff.
Yeah.
Short sleeves.
You're in Europe in the summertime. You shouldn't be wearing that much. It makes me think they filmed it at a different time of year.
Probably so. Also, going back to your abstinence thing, like, because I've never done absinthe, but I feel like I've seen two representations of it. Like this representation where you just party, and then
Yeah.
like, do you remember From Hell where Johnny Depp is in the no? Am I thinking of opium or absinthe?
Oh
Opium.
yeah, he's
opium
doing
is-
I'm
opium.
thinking of opium. Never
From
mind. I
Hell
was
is
thinking it
opium.
gives you that calming effect, or
Yeah.
that
Yeah, he's in the opium den in there.
opium. That's what it is. I remember there was one because didn't he drink absinthe? So he like pours
He
the
might have.
cube and he does it in
Yeah,
that.
that's absinthe where you put the sugar cube, you pour it on
Yeah.
the sugar cube. That's how
Yeah.
you're supposed to do it. That's not how I did it. I just drank it from the bottle. You know, like poured
Look,
up.
he's got painted
I
like
think I
the
poured
Dukes
it on
of-
ice and drank it over ice.
He's got the Dukes of Hazzard. Like your camera hates you, Jason.
My camera hates me. That is true. Fuck this camera.
99.
So blurry. I'm so small that it's like hard for me to tell when I'm blurry or not.
I've always wanted to go to Germany.
All you got to do is come here and go to Helen, Georgia.
Dude, Helen is
They-
cool.
Helen's super cool. It's just like you've been dropped into Bavaria.
Yeah, I like Helen.
We'll do great, Scotty.
Her little
I like how
brother. This scene is fucked up too.
Yeah. The whole Hitler thing with the little
Yeah,
brother.
like why? What is like? They never explain like what the little brother's deal is with like Adolf Hitler, but it's obviously like. Like he starts fucking goose stepping around the apartment and shit. Wild.
Came all this way. I'm not Dude, Mika's hitting it.
99.
I got it. Ich mache das.
Sit your deaf ass down.
Sie können gehen. Ja.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Scott Thomas. I'm from America and I'm here to see Mika.
I'm sorry, but Mika's not here.
Do you know where she is?
She's gone for the summer.
I love how all the Germans are like tall, broad-shouldered. They're like all physical specimen.
Sie können jetzt gehen.
Das Machines.
My daughter had intended to spend the summer in America.
Look how small that coffee cup is. Ain't no way.
That's like an espresso. It's like an espresso
Yeah.
cup. I got some upstairs. I
Dude.
pulled some espresso yesterday. They're like teeny tiny cups, like little. You feel so dainty drinking them.
No way. Like that's not even like my regular coffee cup is like a 30-ounce cup.
Yeah. This little guy. Yeah, you could not do this in today's age at all.
No,
This kid.
like he's doing it just to fuck with. Cooper,
Yeah,
I
he's
guess?
like just walking in the background doing that.
Goose stepping like a mofo back there.
You're like, they don't see him. Is he still on absence right now? No, that kid's just crazy.
I actually had a theory about this film that I'd like to introduce since you just said that. But from the point in time that they drink the absinthe, my hypothesis is that the rest of the movie is a hallucination.
That would make a lot of sense.
After the
Actually.
absinthe is when the rest of the movie becomes so improbable as to be like this isn't even happening anymore. It's like somehow they get inside the Vatican, but inside like the papal, like
Mhm.
inside the private cloister, and then manage to like burn the hat, announce to the world that the Pope is dead, and then they have sex in the middle of the
Yeah.
confessional in the church. It's like everything that happens after the absinthe thing is so improbable. Like the guy pulls up in the fucking Dukes of Hazzard car and drives them to Berlin from like Ukraine or wherever they were. It's wild how improbable the movie becomes from the point that they drink the absinthe on. So
I never thought of that, but that makes total sense, actually.
and then to back my theory up, the piece of evidence that I would like to draw your attention to is at the end, after everything happens, Mika moves in as his like roommate or whatever. The absinthe fairy shows up again and he reminds the audience that the movie's over or whatever. So like, oh, okay, the absinthe fairy we've been under his influence this entire time. The whole thing's a hallucination. The idea that the college wouldn't know that she's a female and would make her his roommate just so they could have sex the whole freshman year, it makes no sense.
You're totally you were totally right.
Like how they just shake hands.
I do like looking at her in that skirt. I'm like, I miss how girls used to dress back then.
I do too. That was like I hate to admit it, but back then was the peak for me at
Yeah.
least. You know, like the early 2000s to
Early
mid
2000s with the low cut jeans and the
Oh.
skirts and the like. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
could watch
jeans
any
skirt.
movie between 2000 and 2006 and be like, God, I wish girls would dress up. I could do that with the
know.
80s a lot too, but
I do that with the 80s a lot, but definitely like these films too, because it's just like I was, 20, 21,
Yeah.
22 during this era. Like I was like dating girls that would wear those little like the little stringy tops, the tank tops and stuff with like no bra or very limited support. And it was like, oh fucking the low cut jeans. Like I hated when the high cut shit came back in style a few years ago.
yeah.
I was like, get this shit out of here. It's ugly. You got jeans like halfway up to your tits, and it just doesn't look good. Like
No.
those low cut things, and then the thong starts showing a little bit when you get the like the whale tail.
Whale tail.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that shit. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
very susceptible to that. The whale tail is the fucking.
And this is another one where it's like they pretend he's the R word. He's
Yeah,
special
he
to
says
get in.
She says he's retarded.
Hey, can you let Chase in?
Oh, is he? Did he get knocked out?
He's back. He said he's backstage.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sure can.
Yeah, my thing, just my connection blinked over here and it kicked me out, and I had to come back in, and I was just talking, and I'm like, they can't see me or
Yeah.
hear me.
All you missed with our conversation about how we miss how girls used to dress, like the wardrobe.
Oh, I
back
heard.
then.
Yeah, I
Oh,
could hear you.
Oh, okay.
I was sitting there backstage, like going, "Hey, motherfuckers!" like
no.
texting both of you.
I thought you
I'm
went to
just
the
watching
restroom or
movie,
something.
man. I'm like keyed into the movie. I was imagining whale tail.
We'll tell you. For a very special boy.
Yeah. And he was eating the ice cream. So was like, okay. Like he totally acted retarded without knowing that he was supposed
This
to.
guy's somebody too. I've seen him in a couple things too.
Mhm.
I can't think of where off the top of my head, but that's the building from Mission Impossible 1 from the opening heist
Oh, yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Those are like very famous movie stairs.
That is
It's
a
elaborate ass crane shot. Like all
That's
the money
about to
went
say
to
that is a crane shot from hell right there.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty cool shot, though.
That was a
Very-
long, continuous shot to land on them going up there.
Mm-hmm. That was like a whole day of rehearsal just for that shot.
I like how they explain. There's like a helpful exposition. Like, what's this rope, ma'am? Oh, this is the rope they pull in the boat, guys. And then it's not locked at all. It's just like anybody could just fucking reach in there and
Yeah.
pull that. Like he's just like, okay, I'm gonna pull the rope. Like just any tourist could announce the death of the Pope.
And then you got this one guy outside, this Italian guy outside. Who's
Yeah, he's
like
also just like
freaking out.
every piece of his dialogue is exposition. Like
Yeah.
the Pope is dead.
And I love how he's helping like Asian tourists, and they don't even care. They're just
Yeah.
minding their own.
They just go right back to doing math. That was
Mhm.
I shouldn't have said that. Oh, that was terrible. I can't believe I said. I'll just excuse myself.
You're gonna get your. Hey, but they didn't have video cameras in their hands either, though.
I know they should have been doing this with the cameras.
I've been to Europe a ton of times, and I'm not gonna lie, the Asian stereotype's kind of real with the tourists.
Yeah,
They go on trips. Like it makes us like, every time I go, I'm like, damn. Like they just
Well,
take.
dude, we have the least amount of vacation of any country in the world. We
Yeah.
don't. We work. They get like 3 months a year. There's
I know. And it sets on fire. The roof.
he's doing the sprinkler while his head's on fire.
Yeah.
It's on fire. We don't need no water. Let's go.
Oh, holy shit.
Like, how did this guy graduate high school?
Go, go.
he is an idiot.
Dang, that was very flammable hat.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
think
now-
all them vestments, like I think they're all remarkably flammable. That shit always looks like something that would go up like that. Like the dyes and whatever else is in there has got to be flammable as shit.
Chase, do you ever see like these kind of shots with the cameras and the camera does not have a battery pack on the back?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever notice
Like,
that in movies?
You're like, yeah, they didn't want to hold the heavy camera battery pack on there, and they just threw us on here.
Yeah, V mount's too heavy. Let's just do it without the camera. No one will notice.
Except for those assholes that make independent films, they're gonna be pecking us.
I like how he recognizes the girl that he's never met before from like some like third story balcony. Like, there's the girl down there that I've never met before. Got one picture of her.
This is probably one of the few like heavy CGI shots in the film. The wide shot right here. Where they had to fill all those people, the things, and then this. Like, yeah.
They're using the old clone stamp.
Yeah.
The Pope's like, what? The Pope's like, what the fuck's going on here?
I love how he's drinking like V8 juice with a straw out the thing. He's like, he knows you. Yeah, you're totally messing with my mind, Jason, on your whole theory about this all being.
I think the whole look at this, like all of this is improbable.
Yeah,
this is all like to the point of hallucination.
This dude would get thrown under the jail in the Vatican.
Oh shit!
You and your
The hooligans show up somehow.
He just called him retarded. Well,
I mean, like obviously part of the hallucination would be bringing in characters that you met previously at a convenient
time. Yeah.
You eye ties.
He's like, them too.
I like how they established earlier in the film that he hates Italians.
Yeah.
So like naturally he's in the Vatican. Makes total sense he'd go to Rome. I hate Italians. I'm going to Rome.
About to say, because the last time they left him, they were in Paris.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Who are you?
Oh.
I'm gonna videotape this.
A little brother, such an asshole.
It's perfect though. Like he's a lot like the friend who's also an asshole, which is why they were getting along so good at the beginning. I guess the little brother taping the thing is actually a little bit of a break in the theory that it's all a hallucination.
Yeah.
Because the little brother wouldn't be at home recording the hallucination. Unless that was also part of the hallucination. Which would be
Yeah, but which one of them would be hallucinating it? Like that's that one kind of breaks it out of it.
Yeah.
I still like the theory though.
Jason's like, I'm
Good
still
theory.
living by it.
I still like it. I still find it compelling.
It's credible. It is a very credible theory.
We're perfect for each other. What do you think?
I think
She is so beautiful.
She really is. Good casting.
Look, he's came all this way. Go take your clothes off. That's what makes me think. The Pope is like,
In the confessional booth.
I don't think the Pope approves you.
I don't think he would appreciate that. Like, get a hotel. Like, don't wipe your dick off on the Shroud of Turin, okay? That's not appropriate at all.
And then you just see butt cheeks or something.
Yeah, they start like slamming their ass up against the thing.
Yep, you see nudity right here.
Yeah.
I have cheated on my husband. Do you think God will ever forgive me?
I love how she gets into it too.
Mother?
I love the ass just crammed up against. I think that's one of the outtakes where she gets into it.
Yeah, it might be an outtake or something.
She stays in character. She's like, pull her hair.
Yeah.
Touch her in the vagina.
It's like, wait, what?
First of all, I want to say, like, he's got to be the stupid. Like, I mean, I know they see her as a dude, like maybe sister even growing up, but like, I don't. She sends so many hints. Like, Good Lord, man.
That dude is literally just an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that was part of his game with her, is like just treat her like she's a dude, and it irritates her. So keep doing it, and that's like your more grown-up version of like pulling her hair. Like, you like the girl, so you're gonna like pull her hair.
Yeah, it's like the elementary school kid. You bully the girls you really like or something. You know, it's like.
So that's his thing, is like he's like, I'm not gonna simp. Like it's a better approach than like just simping. Like, I'm just gonna be sweet to her because I want to date her, and like I'm just gonna be nice to her, and maybe she'll go out with me if I'm nice to her. But it's like that shit never worked for me. So I used to do the same thing. Like I would fuck with girls, and like, you know, like I'd be kind of a dick a little bit, like in a sort of nice way, but I would do the same shit. Like I'd be like, you're a dude, whatever. Like, you know, I would act like I didn't want to have sex with the ones that I wanted to have sex with. That was like a pretty sure sign.
I'm trying to figure out who that guy is, because I recognize him from. He's been in so many movies. That guy. He was in The Long Kiss Goodnight recently. That's what I remember him from. He was like the bad guy, like the lead or whatever bad guy in that. One of them, like the boss. He was also
Looks
in
like his dream come true here. It's got.
Mm-hmm.
They're all going back to America, and he's staying in Europe.
He's gonna get paid to see all those things he didn't get to see.
For you.
Figure since you're gonna be staying, you might need this.
I love how disposable. Have y'all noticed disposable cameras have come back into fashion?
I've kind of noticed that, and I think it's sort of ridiculous, but
Like I would go because of the company I work for, I go to Europe once a year for work, and I go with a bunch of like teenagers and like younger, like 20s, and they started bringing disposable cameras. Like that's the popular thing now, and I'm like,
wow.
I was doing that in
Like with film?
2005. Yeah, they would just go to Walmart and develop the film, or Kroger or something.
Yeah,
Shut up.
that's weird.
Yeah, I got his office in a raise.
No.
Because then you got all these like printed photos that you're like, what are you gonna do with that? Like I have
I
like
used to look at
bags
them
of
all.
photos that I've been unpacking that it's like I can't throw them away because it's like a photo from like 1993. But also
Scrapbook.
it's like, yeah, I could scrapbook it if I was.
Yeah, I got a bunch of scrapbooks of old photos.
I love how
I'll
still
start
can't.
scrapbooking right after I blow my boyfriend.
I like this spot right here where the way she goes over.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
way she goes over and they join the
Yeah.
mile hike over. Ooh.
I'd be done
Yeah, that-
already. Like she'd climb over me like that. I'd be like, all right, well, I'm already done. Like,
Yeah,
like,
Somebody.
yeah, like,
like you should probably wipe the leg of your pants off right there. 'Cause
yeah.
first of all, I think of situations like this, and I'm like, this is where being big works against me because I don't have room to move in those things.
No, those.
No.
I was about to say those things. Even with those skinny guys, are dude. Airplane bathrooms are fucking. Mm-mm.
I think they made them
Oh,
like that
shit.
so you can't fuck somebody in them.
I think of that
Probably so.
every time, like I watch Die Hard and he's crawling through the vents or any situation like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna die in these situations because I'm too big.
I love how they got the rollerblades in the bag. This is 2004. Was rollerblading still a thing in 2004? I thought that
I don't
kind of
think
died
so.
in the 90s.
I do not think so.
That feels like more like 90s for me. Eat me.
Hey, how did this guy get into college? That's what I want to know.
There's somebody check those admission standards.
Why don't you major in
Unless he's at like community college in Ohio, which that makes sense. Sorry to anybody in Ohio in the chat.
They're all in my... Ow.
Hey, Scotty, what's up?
Hi, Jack.
I guess they went to the same college.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird too that he's got this thing with the robot guy when he's not the one who went through the whole.
Yeah.
He was just spectating. It's not like he has a history with the robot guy. It's like they're trying to like go full circle with something that.
That never really, yeah.
Frank look like? Is he a dork or is he cool? Better not be cooler than me. Is he bigger than me?
I just got you last.
This feels very improbable.
Yeah.
But they got her. Yeah, they got her mixed up as a boy, so they get to stay like.
Like she wouldn't have put like female on her application. It's like
I think he just tells him that as like a joke because that's how he fucked the whole
Hmm.
thing up at the beginning.
I guess they thought I was a guy.
Now, who would be dumb enough to make a mistake like that?
Let's move in here and get it on.
yeah, that just seems irresponsible on the part of the college. You know, like you're gonna put this girl in this dude's room and they're just gonna fuck. Here comes the absinthe fairy again. The whole thing's been a hallucination.
This happy ending is bullshit.
Happy ending is bullshit.
See, the fairy's telling you like this happy ending that he hallucinated is bullshit. Like he's literally telling you what you just witnessed is false. It's bullshit, as in it's a fugazi.
Yeah,
This
I think you're
happy
right.
ending is bullshit.
I think the old lady in the thing is in this section.
Yeah. I definitely like the old lady better when she was getting into it because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
she's a filthy old whore. Sure, her sin was that she cheated on her husband. So I like that she's like, she starts getting into it. She's like, oh, yeah.
Creepy
you have
Italian guy is how he was credited.
Yeah.
Creepy Italian guy on the train.
And you have this chick who's looks familiar, and it's probably a whole scene that was cut out.
Yeah. It's a whole scene that got cut out.
Yeah.
Wish to have your valuables stolen. I suggest destroying them.
Oh yeah, she's
She looks familiar, right?
yeah.
Like kind of like a Faye Dunaway kind of character.
She was in something else.
Rip his pants and look at his dick, okay? Quick, shut up.
I love Lucy Liu, bro. I mean Lucy Lawless. It's this part.
And one strand at a time.
Uh.
Pull it out. Use her like a humping post.
You sound like a humping post.
I definitely like the old Italian lady getting into it.
You gotta show them something they haven't seen before.
I love how they just cut to that scene.
Fucking kid. The fucking little girl is just missing.
That's disturbing.
Jesus Christ. I love the little girl just fucking pissing on the road in fucking Ukraine or wherever that was. I love Scotty Doesn't Know too.
Her name is Joanna Lumley, and she has been in shit tons of stuff too.
No shit.
Knowing her, she was probably a Bond girl like back in the 60s or something.
Yeah, probably. Here they are teaching him how to goose step. That's the fucking director teaching him how to goose step. Like, can you imagine? You're going to hell. Like, I taught a small German boy how to goose step today.
Yeah.
I'm fucking going to hell.
Like bubbles in the tub. Yeah, where's that whole scene of her in the tub? Come on.
This one right here. He just goes and goes and goes until he's tired.
Yeah. The driver's trying hard not to crack up.
You know, she was in the Pink Panther movies.
Back off! Go on, you French bastards! Get on the other side of the road, you pricks! Go on out there. Back off! I'm knackered.
He's like, I went as long as I could.
Me cozy. See, like now, even today, them goofy. Oh, now see, that's the biggest. That
That's
right
the
there makes me angry.
right,
Like
yeah.
nobody got the other side of that shot.
Dude, I've even got the full screen version, and you don't see anything of the other side.
I mean, she is completely top. Oh,
Come
There's
on.
some dick.
she's completely
Everybody's
topless
going
there,
to the
jumping up and down, and she keeps her back to everything the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was too big to get naked back then.
But see,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
like, look how much, like, so she's goofing off like that, taking her top off, having fun, jumping up and down. The Miscusi guy is grabbing the other dude all over his ass, spanking him, like, all, like, the old chick is saying, yeah, you know, like, all these things, and they're doing them for fun, they're playing them up and goofing off, like, that is, like, man, 3 years ago, especially, people would have been like, oh, God, hashtag me too, sue somebody. Like, oh, my God, this was inappropriate. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean about people being uptight. Like, good grief.
People are uptight, man. People be way too uptight.
Yeah, hopefully it's going back the other way.
I hope so.
You won't be able to be on
so.
my next movie set if you're uptight, I promise. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Just watching the outtakes and the credits, it just brings me back to that this era and a little bit earlier, where it's like you'd have a great time watching the movie, but then you'd sit through the credits, not because you were waiting to see like does Thanos show up or some shit, but you're like legitimately enjoying the outtakes that they were showing. Like they were funny and they were like alternate versions of the characters, a little different because the Italian lady is all oh shit. I am so sorry, YouTube. I messed that one up. I did not realize that was in the end. And wait. About to get yanked. Oh, I committed a YouTube sin.
Yeah, they're gonna get on that one probably.
Oh, all right. So we'll see how much longer this stream lasts. I had no idea there was another shot of boobies after the credit. I would have kept the stupid thing up, but I guess that's a good lesson to me is to not
remove it.
Not remove that until the end. I had no idea there was gonna be more boobies. I totally got. Oops.
You messed up.
Brian's back just in case we're not pulled. There he took the fair use thing off and the credits roll and there's a stinger at the end with a topless girl in the hot tub. Still trying to rubber stuff.
I just showed full frontal titties on my fucking YouTube channel. Well, it's been nice knowing you guys. I want to say I really appreciated our friendship. I hold you guys in the highest esteem and regard. And when this channel gets nuked, I just want you guys to remember me, please.
Remember me fondly.
Yeah, please remember me fondly and our brief time together.
YouTube's not going to care about the nudity, but your math comment may get you.
Oh yeah, but no one heard that except you. That math comment was kind of
that was funny.
I should feel bad about that, but I don't because it landed. So it's not the worst stereotypical joke either. I mean, if you're gonna make fun of somebody for being good at something that makes them a lot of money and makes them successful, it's like I don't know. Anyway, R.I.P. Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a shame that we lost her because that was quite a talent.
She was really good also in Take Me Home Tonight as the gothic chick.
Oh, I need to rewatch that.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I bought that after you talked about it and I haven't watched it yet. But I thought about watching it the other night.
Great. Now Take Me Home Tonight is stuck in my head immediately.
Which is ironic because that song's not in the movie at all.
I know. It might as well be because when I watch it, I hear it in my head.
The opening credits, you think it's going to play, and it's like, oh, it's a different song.
Yep.
It's odd that they don't play that song in that movie.
Have you seen it at all, Jason, or you just haven't seen it?
Yeah, I saw it way back when it was new. I saw it way back when it was new, and I've only seen it that once. I mean, it's probably been 15 years or whatever. When did that movie come out?
I can tell you in a second.
Regardless, Michelle Trachtenberg.
2011, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 2011.
Her last couple of years weren't so fantastic, were they? She looked pretty ill.
Yeah.
Hi, Risha.
Where are my kisses, Risha?
That's what they said. Got a hi, Risha, and where are my kisses, Risha? She always just has to do her little drop in. And that's really what it is. She's like, I'm going to bed.
That was sweet. She gave you a hug good night. I like that. I like that. It's a very nice thing. It's a good wife thing to do. Instead of like, I'm going to sleep, don't keep me up talking to your gay internet friends, motherfucker.
You are bad boys.
Yeah.
Just getting in here. I heard about the YouTube thing. Put your fair use cover up.
Yeah, you took that fair use cover down, huh, motherfucker? Made an inappropriate joke about Asians being good at math, didn't you, motherfucker?
And then you're like, but honey, I cleaned the pool for you.
Yeah, I cleaned the pool.
Oh, if you did, that was some work.
So, did you guys hear what the final cause of death was reported for Michelle Trachtenberg?
I didn't. Did they? No.
They did eventually come out and say, look, they didn't, because of her Orthodox Jewish beliefs, they didn't perform any type of like chemical autopsy, so I don't believe that they submitted her blood for testing or anything like that. So there's very limited information. But what was finally on the report was that she died of what do you call it? Complications of diabetes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know if it was like a chronic pancreatitis thing. I don't remember seeing her on a list of like famous type 1 diabetics like Halle Berry and shit. But
Halle Berry's diabetic.
Yeah, Halle Berry's diabetic. Dog.
I didn't know that.
She's one of me. She's my people. Because I got that silky brown skin and diabetes. So she's one of my people.
That's I don't know about that.
I'm right there with you. I'm glad you said it because I wanted to. That's why I'm ham-fistedly directing us back to Michelle Trachtenberg's cause of death, because I think you know, like you might have had recent pictures. You might convince me that she was in DKA. I mean, it's really hard to diagnose somebody with a medical condition based on looking at a image of them, you know, without any lab values or any like physical measurements, like touching them and measuring them and stuff like that. But she did have a look of potential DKA, which is like uncontrolled. When the diabetes is, you're not doing anything to control it. You're not taking insulin to keep your blood sugars low. So the blood sugars get wicked high and results in ketoacidosis. It's like you get wicked dehydrated. It's a bad condition. It's a life-threatening condition. So, you know, if it was like a side effect of DKA, then, you know, I could see it. But also, like, she's a wealthy, probably insured person. Like, why wouldn't you get the DKA? Like, it's nothing to go to a hospital and get DKA treated. It's actually a very, like, non-invasive treatment. They put you on an IV. They administer intravenous insulin and a shit ton of saline. Isotonic fluid. You piss about 4 times, and then 5 hours later you leave. It's a pretty easy treatment for diabetic ketoacidosis in a hospital setting. And if you've got insurance and you've got family and you've got somebody who would take you to the hospital, you can get that shit taken care of. And so yeah, that's the cause of death I heard reported, but I'm also worried that it was maybe she had some other health concerns going on. So it's a shame, but
either way, it was, you know, too young.
Yeah, agreed.
I can't think of the last thing she was in though.
Didn't she do that Disney like Ice Princess shit or whatever?
That was like way back.
That was a long time ago.
That was before this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I think.
I actually bought that as soon
Buffy,
it's like the day she died. Is that bad? Do you ever do that? Like somebody dies and as collectors, the first thing you do is like go to Amazon and see if the movies that you want are sold out.
Yeah.
So she had like this weird gap, like, and she did a voice on a TV series called Human Kind of in 2018. And then she didn't do anything again until 2022 through 2023. She was in 2 episodes of Gossip Girl. Then the last thing she did was in 2023 was an episode, the voice talent on Harriet the Spy, 1 episode. Very strange.
Well, I'm sure she's getting like Buffy residuals and she's good, you know?
Oh, for sure. Buffy residuals. And I would think, I mean, it depends on lifestyle too, because, you know, you can spend any amount of money.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times when it comes to like talent like that, like particularly like on-screen talent, I think a lot of times is not just the being able to afford shit. It's like also sort of like if I was king shit for a little while, because I was hot shit and I was, you know, making Buffy and Eurotrip and Ice Princess, and I was like, I'm about to launch a career, and in 20 years I'm going to be the next Meryl Streep. If it turned out that I wasn't the next Meryl Streep 20 years later, I might be kind of upset. Even if I had money and I was living comfortably, I might still just like, I'm not the person I thought I was going to be or I wanted to be. And so that creates the dissonance that might, you know, exacerbate other problems like alcohol abuse disorder and stuff.
Yeah, because she was in 66 episodes of Buffy from 2000 to 2003, so the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
How many episodes of Gossip Girl was she in?
Let's see. The next thing she did, then Eurotrip she did.
Oh yeah, it looks like I was wrong, Jason. Ice Princess was the year after this.
Yeah, and then Ice Princess was next.
Ooh,
I'm
hold on.
surprised they cast her in Ice Princess like after doing Eurotrip, you know?
Yeah, man, she really like. It's really like Buffy and Eurotrip and Ice Princess were the height of her career, and then, I mean, she was in like a Kohl's commercial, like as a credit, you know.
I love Kohl's. I will say that I was kidding. You guys know, but this is maybe more for the benefit of anybody listening, anybody in the chat or whatever. I was kidding all of those times in the movie that I said like, oh, this stuff is misogynistic and you can't do it today, and I'm calling for this movie to get canceled or whatever. Like, obviously, like, I'm joking, but one of the things that actually I do kind of get, like, one of the arguments that comes up sometimes that I'm like, I kind of feel like they have a point. Like, I'm kind of on their side about this one, is the obviously the actress shit, where it's like they're 19, they're 20, they're 21, and obviously they're like young and hot, so like they get cast all over the place. But then it's like they sort of age out a little bit, but it's also not. It's like dudes don't age out in the same way. It's like the guy kind of gets a little salt and pepper in his hair, and it's like, oh, he's still hot. He's like older, but he's still like fucking George Clooney or whatever. But like Michelle Trachtenberg turns 35, and it just kind of seems like, well, we can't cast her as the cute mom, but she looks a little too young for that. But we can't cast her as an old lady yet. But also she's 35, so she can't play like the young hot girl anymore. And it really kind of feels like, unless you're one of the like super talented, like Nicole Kidman style, where she's like so talented that as she aged, she just like, she leaned on her talent. She didn't need to be 22 anymore. She was still hot, but like obviously Nicole Kidman was so talented that she was never going to not get cast and stuff. But for somebody like Michelle Trachtenberg, I feel kind of bad that like she's 20, she's hot, she's in a bunch of stuff, but then she's 32 and it's like, you know.
Well, see, it's funny because I actually had this. I went on the other side of this argument because I had this discussion with somebody lately, because I had thought, I was kind of thinking like you, and then I watched that the director from The Substance say this. So I went and I looked, and if you pull up like almost any actress that you can pull out of your ass right now to think of is over 35. Yeah. So like,
Well,
I mean, everybody, like even like
Barbie.
Zoe Saldana, Rachel McAdams, like it'd be this Kate, like everybody, like even not like all the way up to the Nicole Kidmans, like down to the Isla Fishers and the Amy Adams and the Elizabeth Banks and, you know, all that kind of stuff. They're well over 35, but like almost all of them that you can think of are over 35. It's a harder time pulling the ones that are under it.
You know who's not over 35?
Who's that?
Rachel Zegler.
Oh, God.
And that's a talent, let me tell you.
She's not even 25, right?
No, I don't think so. I think she's like 22 or something. 21.
And see, I don't see the like Mikey Madsen. I don't see it. I don't like I don't see like half of those other people I just named. I don't think she's in their league, and yet she's gotten thrust up there. And the chick that played in The Substance with Demi Moore could, on her worst day, be better than her. Yeah. Like I take Demi Moore 500 times over her, like as far for an acting job.
Well, look at like, what's her name? Barbie. How old was she? Yeah, Margaret. How old was she when she played Barbie? I mean, Ken is like, how old is Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling's got to be like 45, right?
45.
Margot Robbie.
Something like that.
So Margot Robbie's 35.
35 is the new 25, according to our.
So let's see. How old is, Ryan Gosling? He's got to be around my age, right?
He's guessing Canadian? Ryan Gosling's 45. Really?
He's 40. Yeah, he will be this year. He was born November 12th, 1980.
Okay.
I remember when he was the Mickey Mouse Club kid.
But yeah, if you go like there's a list on there of actresses 35 and over, and it's like every actress you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. And some that I didn't realize were as old as they are, like Amy Adams in her 50s, or like right at 50. I'm like, wait, she was just Lois Lane not that long ago.
Not too long ago. Although I guess when she first played Lois Lane, that was what, 2011? Something like that?
Yeah, I guess that's been 14 years. Time sneaks up, like Maylene Ackerman, who's been in a buttload of stuff. Talk about somebody that gets undressed a good bit. She's what was it? I just watched a movie with her, a horror movie Cottage Country, that's a couple years old. Oh my god, funny. Very Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, the chick from wait, was she also? I know who you're talking about. That chick. That's not the same chick from American Reunion, is it? Tucker and Dale?
No.
Okay, I didn't think
so. Maylene Ackerman's 48. She's in The Heartbreak Kid with Ben Stiller. She's in Couples Retreat. She's in 27 Dresses. She's in
wait, who is she? Couples Retreat. I love Couples Retreat.
She's the blonde. You're gonna know her the second you see her.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. As soon as you said Couples Retreat, I know who. In Heartbreak Kid, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. She had that very funky sexual position in Heartbreak Kid.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I know who you're talking about. She's in a lot of movies.
She's in a lot. Like, and I didn't realize
she was in Watchmen. She had sex.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, she's hot, dude.
Or like Rachel McAdams. She's a few years older than me too, and I don't know, but when I think of her, I think of like Mean Girls and stuff.
Yeah.
So
and Mean Girls was also what, 2004, 2005?
Yeah. So
no, that was before. No,
Mean Girls 04. It's right here. It's 04.
When was Wedding Crashers? Because she went from Rachel McAdams went from that Regina George persona, because she was also that persona in The Hot Chick. And then when Wedding
Crashers was 05. So,
okay, because then she became more of like the good girl with the Notebook and the Wedding Crasher. She kind
of believe it or not, the Hot Chick is 02. Then Mean Girls is 04. Notebook is 04. Wedding Crashers is 05.
Oh, she was on a roll for a little bit then.
And
yes, she was.
I'm not saying that Rachel McAdams, somebody who's done as well, like over the last 20 years, as Rachel McAdams. I think, she's elevated to the level of, she's made several really big movies that are still relevant today, that people still talk about today. Michelle Trachtenberg, not so much. But like, it makes me feel like somebody like Rachel McAdams, and she still gets to play, the attractive like female lead or whatever in movies. But I also feel like she's sort of past her prime for playing the 20-something-year-old, like the young girl. Now she's like the mom, right? Like she's going to have to play a role that maybe fits the mid-40s age group a little bit better. I don't know how we lost Brian, but
we lose Brian.
You two got the wrong dude. I'm the one who showed the titties inappropriately.
It wasn't me. It was the main man.
You fucking whacked Brian because I showed the titties. I'm so sorry, YouTube. Everybody watching this live, you could back it up a few minutes. I showed some boobies, full frontal.
They whacked Brian for it.
And now YouTube put a bag over his head and dragged him into a van.
Ben from the Throwback Cafe in New Jersey's in here. What's up, man? Like, we're just talking smack in here. I think the thing that sticks out to me though is like, so Rachel McAdams then would have been like 26, 27 when she did Mean Girls. Yeah. So like there is that's a situation where you've got like the Hollywood loves to do, like the 27-year-old playing the high schooler.
She was definitely the oldest one. I remember seeing something. You ever seen those Instagram things that they show the people the age? Lindsay Lohan was like the youngest. She was like 18 in Mean Girls, but Rachel McAdams like almost 10 years older.
Let me ask you this. How old was Tina Fey? What was the age difference between Tina Fey and Rachel McAdams circa 2004?
Let's see.
That's what I want to know. Somebody in the chat, clack-a-lacka, let me know.
Oh, my. I already know the answer, but holy hell.
What's the difference?
So 6 years, 7 years.
Okay.
Depends on, it's not quite 7. because when their birthday is.
So they're like closer in age than Rachel McAdams was with like the 18-year-old Lindsay Lohan. Like she was closer to the teacher's age than she was to the age of the character she was playing, which I love. I love how Hollywood does that. I've got like a weird feeling about that. Like, you know, you watch a movie like Mean Girls that involves high school characters at like 16, 17. As an adult male, like you're supposed to just, you know, keep your hands on the armrest, okay? keep the shorts up and zipped. Don't make any inappropriate comments, because even though these are adults, they're playing children characters. So it's always a very weird thing. It's like, am I allowed to like say that Rachel McAdams looked hot in that movie because like she was 26 when they filmed it? So that's obviously an adult. I'm not breaking any laws, but then also she's playing a high schooler. So there's this weird psychological, like, is that part of what made her look hot to me? Am I fucked up? Do I need to go see a therapist? I kind of feel
I was
like
just
that.
having this discussion because, not like that, but like, just saw that Tobey Maguire turned 50.
Yeah.
And so, like, in 2001, you know, he was 26 playing Peter Parker in high school.
Yeah.
26, 27 years old playing Peter Parker in high school. And it's like, man, they do this, and I get it, because go try to cast a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old to really play that age, and they're still wild and pimply and crazy and whatever else. A lot of times you need somebody that's
like you're employing a minor. So like, isn't it like legally, from the legal sense, isn't it easier to hire somebody who's 20 to play 18 than to hire somebody who's 17 who's like,
100%.
Now I need like your mom has to come to the set, and you know, like all the shit that you don't really have to worry about if the person, the employee, is like an adult.
Oh, I even take a step further. If the movie is going to portray drinking or anything like that, my casting decision is going to start at 21 years old. Like, I don't care if you're playing 19. We're going 21, because I don't even want to have to deal with it if people are having something and somebody gets something they're not supposed to or whatever else. You're old enough to do it.
Dude, Alicia said, I've never seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
No, she was in something recently. She was in a Yorgos Lanthimos movie. I don't know if this came before Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but she was in The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
No shit. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen The Killing of a Sacred Deer, but
she had a very small role.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in anything in a long ass time.
This is to change subjects, but since we're all here, did y'all see, like, while we were alive, that Umbrella announced they're doing the 4K of Dogma?
Oh, really?
Oh, shit. Is that worldwide or just Australia?
It says Australia in Australia and New Zealand, but it'll
so
be.
I'm wondering, I bet Lionsgate's going to put it out on a steelbook here then.
Probably so, but
they cross over with Daybreakers.
True. But Lionsgate's going to give the whole, not Lionsgate, Umbrella's going to do like the big, they're going to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, they will. I would if it was me.
You're going to get the $80 or the $100 like Caligula style.
Yeah.
If it's Dogma, you're going to get a whole Bible.
Exactly.
You know what else who else does everything that Umbrella does, don't you? Second Sight. It'll come there next.
Yeah. It'll be an entire Bible, but every page is rolling paper, so you can literally just fucking rip a page out and roll it up and just.
That would be hilarious.
Fucking what's his name? Kevin Smith loves smoking the reefer too. So like, if there was a Bible that was going to be included with Dogma, it would have to be like an entirely smokable Bible.
I just want a little mock-up.
I can't believe I just thought of that. Why am I not selling smokable Bibles like right now? I should have a website where I'm selling like 1,000 units a day. It's a smokable Bible. Like it's got the Bible printed on it. You can read it and you can smoke it. It's a smokable Bible. Why the fuck? Has somebody thought of that before? Somebody needs to look that up for me.
So I got a question though. Like this so far, see, it's like Umbrella themselves is not not put anything out about it yet. Disconnected's got it out.
No, it's on Umbrella. The one I showed you was Umbrella. First, I saw it on Disconnected.
Okay, they got it here. I see it.
Yeah,
I missed it.
because the first one I saw was Disconnected, and Disconnected had a little bit more like info on it, but it was Umbrella's announcement.
Yeah, just Australia and New Zealand. So it'd be interesting. That's a very specific small territory. So I'm wondering, you're probably going to get Second Sight for the UK, and you're going to get Lionsgate for the US.
Well, here's the thing: they had to pay. I don't know if you've seen the interviews. They had to pay like, I think $4 or $5 million for the rights back to that. Yeah, from Harvey. I think they got it lower because he was trying to raise $1 million, or he raised $1 million. He went to Kevin Smith, and he went to like Ben. It would shock me that Ben and Matt wouldn't help him with the other ones, but they tried to. But Harvey just wanted, I think, $5 million, and so he let it go. The story is Harvey was, he really needed to sell some of his stuff for lawyer fees and all that. Yeah. So a woman who was a fan of Kevin Smith, who grew up to be this like executive or something, bought the film from Harvey, called Kevin Smith and was like, "Hey, I have this and we really want you involved in the process of releasing it."
Nice.
And everything. Mm-hmm. But she was a fan, so much so I think she was like, she grew up in New Jersey next to him.
I thought you were going to go a different direction with this. Like, this lady, she was a huge fan. And then, when she turned 18, she went and jerked off Harvey for the rights, and he blasted all over her, but then she got the rights. So, like he wanted $5 million, but, she let him come on her tits. She got the rights back. And that would be a great service for all of us. I got to say, if it meant getting the rights for Dogma, I'd let him come on me. Why not?
I'm trying to figure out how many ways you can get kicked off of YouTube in one stream.
What do you mean? I'm trying to figure out how many ways I can get kicked off of YouTube in one stream. That's me, motherfucker. No, I'm okay editing because I can edit out all my inappropriate.
YouTube's just soon you're just gonna see a black screen. It's gonna be pulled, motherfucker.
Yeah. Surprise, motherfucker. Cut to black, and my YouTube channel is yeeted into oblivion.
Hey man, they need to take it on the chin a little bit anyway. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Google YouTube view issues and stuff right now. There are tons of videos about it. There's tons of Reddit stuff about it. They've been tinkering over the last few weeks with the algorithm, and even channels with like 1 million plus subscribers who are used to getting like 50,000 views a day are getting like 2,000-3,000 views a day. Like that's all crazy. This, it's like everywhere. Like if you 2 seconds worth of Google, you'll see just pages of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're doing something to change it to their advantage, to where they get more money and pay us less. That's that's what's coming.
Oh, well.
If you ever, make it to
be a beautiful excuse for me. I'm like, they just throttle me. It has nothing to do with me. I'm perfectly talented. I'm wonderful. I'm hilarious. It's YouTube.
It's YouTube.
They discriminate. I would love to blame YouTube for that.
I always laugh when like the guru channels say, it's all that matters is your thumbnails and making good content. Let us show you how. And I'm like, yeah, bro, what matters is this month YouTube showed my channel to 5 million people, and I got 500,000 views this month. And this month they showed it to 2 million people, and I got 150,000 views. These things are directly correlated, bro.
Yeah. That YouTube cartel, man. Rumble.
Hey, give me your money, and I'll show you how to make the perfect thumbnail. I get those messages all the time. Like we can optimize your SEO. Like,
ridiculous.
I used to get all those emails from like podcast promoters, and they're always Indian dudes. They're like, promote your podcast on Apple, Spotify, you get tons of organic reach and blah, blah, blah. And man, one night, me and a couple of my buddies from the inner circle, we stayed up late fucking with this guy from India. We got him to post pictures of himself. His name was Misha, I think. We fucked with this guy till 2 a.m, and I just about pissed my pants laughing because we were like all three of us were taking turns. We were like DMing him on Instagram or something like that. But we all three of us had like we were all logged in, so like we could be hitting him up, and he wouldn't know which of us he was talking to. He just thought he was talking to one dude. But we were going to town on this dude for a while. It was pretty fun.
It gets annoying. Was it me and Daniel from Cobwebs? We got a message in our comments that says from one of those. It's like, have you considered trying to grow your YouTube channel? And I'm like, yeah, consider that every day, dude. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm trying.
Have you considered paying me to grow your YouTube?
Yeah, that's more specific.
That's what you need to consider. Think about giving me your money.
Like, no, it never occurred to me to get people to watch and join up, man. Never thought about it.
YouTube is changing every couple months.
Yeah, they're doing too much. There is a thing as over tinkering, for sure. Like because as much as we have this platform as an outlet, without us, they have nothing. So it's still a symbiotic relationship there. And if you cut too much and you mess with too much, then you end up losing more. And people be like, hey man, like I'm doing all this and it worked last month and now you changed it again, and now it took me 2 months to figure it out. Now it's working again, and now you're changing it again, and it's just like a forever moving target. YouTube sets you up to feel bad about yourself anyway, because whatever was good, whatever you did well last month, like now is like not as good, or however good you were doing 6 months ago, now is like crap. Like 6 months ago you would have been great, and all the numbers would have been like, great, your stuff's doing great, and you hit it then and you felt good. And now if you hit that, it's like, yeah, bro, this video is not performing, you suck, kind of thing. So I'm just like, but it is funny to see everybody talking about it right before you get yanked off the air. So you can blame that instead of pulling the fair use cover too soon.
Not my own phenomenal blunder.
You pulled out too quick.
I pulled out way too soon.
I'm
shit! Gonna blow down now, or I'm gonna blow it.
Yep.
Oh, too late.
Then you were left hanging out in the air too long.
It is remarkable, though. We're still live. YouTube has not pulled us for that. I don't know if I might get an angry something about it later, but
I got pulled off YouTube last night.
No kidding.
Well, yeah, what happened with that?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I don't know. I just saw my number. I'm watching it and it looks normal to me, and I see I go from 80 watchers to 40 and like this, and then it drops to 20. I'm like, why did I just lose everybody? And then I'm looking at the comments, they're all coming in late, glitchy, blurry, lagging, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, that's
and I'm like, I can't control it because I don't see it.
Yeah,
and that's just their that's happened to me like once or twice, and it's like we're experiencing a extreme amount of like usage tonight or whatever. And it killed me because of that, and I just got off of the live stream.
Yeah, I was on for 2 hours. There was no point to hop off and get back on. But somebody told me if I got on StreamYard that wouldn't happen, so I don't know.
It knock on wood, it hasn't happened since I've been on StreamYard.
I'm not ready. I may try the free version next week, but
is there still a free version?
I think there is still a free version. I think obviously the free version's like you can't put up your own art assets and stuff like that. Like I'd have a hard time going back to the free version, but who knows?
Yeah, but how much is it now a month? Because didn't they go up in price?
They did.
Basically like $60 a month.
Yeah, I was on the year. I think I paid for the last year. I paid like $250, but they let me know that they were like bumping it up soon. So like next year they're gonna want like $4 something from me. Fuck, I don't want to.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, it went up because I would just pay for the year. Like you could pay by the month, but if you add 12 times whatever it is, it's like it's like $120 more than if you just pay for the year. So I would just pay for the year. Like I would just charge me all at once for the year, and then it's cheaper over the course of 12 months. But
yeah, it's basically if you pay for it weekly, which I'm still doing because I when I first did it, I'm like, well, I'm going to try it for a couple of weeks and see. So it's like $15 a month, like 15 or $15.49 a week, excuse me. So basically $60 a month. So $720 if you do it that way. I think you you save like $120 if you'll pay for it all.
It's something like
front. That. Now 4K is
you don't even want that. It's stupid how much that
I wouldn't even touch that for streaming.
It's like $140 a month. Oh, and here's the thing: I tried it 1 week just to see what it would do. You still can't stream in 4K. It's only for local recordings. Like it won't stream it in 4K.
Oh, that's
weird.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, it does kind of.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, I mean, it would have to depend on how much money is made each. I mean, honestly, depending. I'm looking at my numbers now. I've only done 2 live streams so far, and you said what did you say, Chase? Like 15 a month or something?
15 a week.
15 a week.
Mm.
I could maybe justify it if I did 2 streams a week.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, but like, then I had somebody tell me if you do too many streams, it can hurt it can hurt like your viewership on your channel, and I'm like, God, man, like all this stuff, like I'm just going to do what I want to do. How about that?
I think that's the best way to go. I mean, obviously, like, look, don't take my advice. Anyone, any advice that I give is always bad on any topic. But like, the way I see it is like, there's so much chatter about you got to do this or you got to do that because the algorithm will love you if you do this, but don't do that too much because then the algorithm will go past loving you and start hating you because you did the thing too much, but they want you to do it a little bit. You got to do some shorts, but then also you have to do some long form video, but then you got to do some shorts as well. And it's like, there's just so much advice out there about how to game the algorithm in such a perfect way that it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just going to like turn on the camera and say some wild shit. And hopefully somebody at some point will be like, yo, I saw your video and you said something stupid and it made me laugh.
Yeah.
And like, that's really the reward that I kind of seek. Like, I'm very in case you guys haven't noticed, I'm very attention seeking. I'm very extroverted and I like it. Like for me, the reward is somebody being like, yo, dude, like I spit my drink out because you said something stupid and it was funny. Awesome. That's what I want. But like, the whole like gaming the algorithm thing just seems like
there's no way to do it because like people like for a couple of months there, every video I was dropping on Saturday that was like a list video was hitting 50, 60, 100,000 views.
Yeah.
And
I noticed how Saturdays are like your big because you're always promoting your Saturday.
Yeah. And then I would like then things changed and you're doing like the same kind of stuff and all of a sudden it just drops off. So you're like, okay, I can do the exact same kind of video. I can tag it with the exact same stuff. I can do all this same stuff.
Yeah.
And if they don't show it it's they're they're giant gatekeepers. So you might as well do what you want because if they don't put it out there, if people don't know it, it's like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it. Does it make a sound? Like be the greatest video ever. But if they don't, if the last one they showed to 5, or to 2 million people, so it got 100 or 1 million people, it got 100,000 views. This one, they showed it to 23,000 people. So what you're like, wait, I've got 17,000 subscribers. You barely showed it to all my subscribers. Yeah.
That I get that. Like that's almost like my complaint a little bit is like, because it's so inconsistent, you really like people spend more time trying to game the algorithm than actually like, I don't know, like write some funny notes and like craft a few jokes and like think of a few funny things to say and then like spend some time editing the video. And like you could make something that's really good, or you could like spend all of your time trying to game the stupid algorithm and your videos are like, they're stupid. Like, I don't know, YouTube presents me with plenty of videos that I'm like, I'll I'll click and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing. Like, this is not even good content. It's like AI voice recording played
Well,
over like a montage of images.
that's what sucks though, is like I could spend 8 hours doing a video with clips and doing all this stuff, and you show it to, like, there was literally one a couple weeks ago, it showed to 7,230 people. Like, you didn't even show it to half of my subscribers. Yet somebody else, even in this niche, could just do something where they get on and just read off the screen or whatever, and it's got like, 10,000 views in a couple of hours, and it's like, well, shit, I should just got on and said anything. It wouldn't matter. It just depends on who they show it to.
Yeah, it really does. It really does kind of like burn my ass a little bit for that, because like you said, I mean, there's no auditing, right? Like YouTube is essentially the employer because they're the one giving you money, right? But then, you only know how many people they showed it to and how many views you got because they're telling you how many people they showed it to and how many views they got. It's really like the mafia running the police force as well as the mafia itself. It's like the cartel is telling you, we showed your video to 17,000 people and you got 1,000 views. But like, I mean, there's no independent, there's no, like, you don't have any recourse. You don't even have like a union or so, like an employees union. It's like, all right, well, we got to hold the employer to task to make sure that the data they're even giving us is accurate. It's like, I can make numbers up. I can fucking make numbers up.
You're at source. Trust me, bro. That's what I've said for the whole time. It's source. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Yeah. Trust me. We're telling you the truth.
Jay Diamond is my boy right here. Jay, I did spit my drink out when I heard you talk about karate chopping your kids while watching your Jet Li collection. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I advertise my own abuse of my own family on YouTube just to make people laugh. I don't do it to make me sound like a good person. I beat my kids for y'all. Thank you, Jay Diamond. I love you.
There you go. There's your confirmation, attention seeking.
That is the only reward I need, is people paying attention to me. Everyone look at me. Everyone pay attention to me. I prefer for it to be good attention. Like, I prefer for people to have complimentary things to say, but I guess bad attention is better than no attention, but not to the point where I'm ready to like shoot up a school or anything. Cause that's not, I don't believe in that kind of thing.
How many ways can you get a video pulled?
Exactly.
No, dude, we're still going 2.5 hours. I showed titties. I said the F word. I made a insensitive, I don't think it was racist, but it was a very insensitive, stereotypical joke about Asian folks. And what else did I do? Talk about beating my children.
Yeah.
Bro, in your video the other day, you pronounced, I think it was y'all's two videos, y'all the Arrow video, you were pronouncing those Japanese names like they were like this. I don't know how you were doing that.
I minored in Japanese language and literature at UGA.
I got a laugh by proxy on that. Somebody said when you were talking about that, is why so blue tube. He messaged me. He said, "Dude, I was dying laughing when Jason was doing all the Japanese names and the stuff in the movie, and you're over there in the background."
Yeah, that shit was perfect. Yeah, man. I don't know, why did I major in or minor in Japanese language and literature?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm like half a weeb. I mean, more so back then, 20 years ago, than I am now. But like, I wanted to have in my back pocket the ability to marry a Japanese woman just in case I wanted to do such a thing. I didn't, but I wanted to have that ability to like slide sideways into a karate competition and be like, oh yeah, Miyagi-san, I fucking got this.
You know what's sad? I live in Texas and I can't speak any Spanish.
You ought to be able to speak some Espanol, my friend.
I know.
I can understand more than I can speak.
Yeah.
But that's.
I know pinche gringo. I know hasta hue. I go to Hispanic barbers all the time, and I'm just like the white dude sitting there. Like, I don't understand any of what you're talking about.
The whole time.
My sister-in-law is from Puerto Rico, or not Puerto Rico. She'll kill me here. Peru.
Don't mistake that, bro.
They moved here when she was 16. So like all of my Spanish homework done at UGA, just handed over to her to do. And so when I had to come in there in class and do the like where you have to like say something, I would sit there and just memorize it like I was memorizing lines in like a, you know, for a play or whatever, for a role. And I'd just get in there, speak it all. And if I would just be praying, the professor wouldn't like ask me the question back, and I'd be like,
That's just not alone. You're like, see,
dude, Spanish people are the coolest. They are the most insensitive. And I don't mean that I'm like insensitive. I mean, they're so desensitized to like, they're not PC. Like you
no.
kind of joke. You can joke around them and they will joke right back to you. And it's all a good time. You know, they're not sensitive to like anything like that. Not that I'm aware of. Like I have a ton of friends in Miami. Most of my friends are Hispanic. And I'd be like, you know, I'm from Texas. And I'm like, oh, you know, it's Mexican. I'm not Mexican. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm like, well, in Texas, everybody's Mexican. And I make jokes, but they know I'm not being serious, and they'll joke right and make fun of me for being white. And it's like this camaraderie thing that, you know, that's why I love being around so many Hispanic people, because you don't have to be so PC.
That's what I've been saying for years. Like I've been trying to tell people like racism isn't all bad. Like it builds camaraderie, man. Like I've got many friendships that are built upon, I mean, maybe not outright bigotry, but definitely insensitive.
No, bigotry is something, but I think, and it's not just racism, but like people can get toned. Like if you're being sarcastic or you know somebody's telling a joke, you can, you know, bounce off of that. You know, bigotry is something, and hate is something completely different.
Yeah,
you know. But it's like going back to this movie, like, you know, we were talking about like when we grew up, saying the G word was like, we didn't mean it in anything bad. We were just like, that's dumb or that's ridiculous.
Wait, like what G word? Jizz?
Gay.
That's J, isn't it?
Oh. Why did my brain go straight to jizz? That was pretty gay of me.
Well, I don't know, because it didn't even start with the right letters, so it was definitely on your brain there.
I have a 4.0. It's on more than my brain, okay? It's called my chest hair.
What's on your shirt, by the way? Whose face is that?
All right, let me show you.
It looks like Hillary Clinton, but I can't tell.
It's definitely Val Kilmer, you son of a bitch. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. It's not Val Kilmer.
Oh, it's your
That's it's right. Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China.
I got your favorite, Brian.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
I taught my kids this shirt with when I was karate chopping them. I was like, I'm gonna fucking karate chop you if you don't get his name right. Who is this one? They're like, David Lopan. Good, motherfucker. You better learn Big Trouble in Little China.
Isn't he still alive? Isn't he one of the oldest actors?
James Hong, yeah, dude. James Hong, who played
like
David
in his
Lopan.
90s.
Yeah, he's like 98 or some shit. He's
like up there.
Dude, man, Asians, they fucking they love math. I think we discussed that earlier, but then B, they live for fucking ever, dude.
They love math.
They do. Must be something
they figured
about
out
that.
the math of life. That's what they did. They figured out the math of life.
They sure did. They figured out that math to the fountain of youth, man. I'm fucking Asian
really
go forever, dude.
Really not a math fan.
It's all that fucking Tai Chi, I think. You like meditate, you do some of this shit, you drink some green tea, boom.
You can't see, but I'm getting ready to crane kick with my
crane kick. Error.
That I love that part in the movie.
Yeah, Mel Brooks turned 99 yesterday, didn't he?
Yep.
Dude, I don't know how he's gonna live long.
Too, knowing that Josh Gad is writing it and editing it.
Oh, Josh Gad is writing it?
Josh Gad is not only writing it, but I believe he's editing it. And I don't know who's directing, but it sounds like Mel Brooks. Like he's cashing a check. He's doing this. He's like, I'm fucking 99.
I thought Mel Brooks was directing it.
I thought so too, but apparently Josh Gad is heavily involved.
How did they convince Rick Moranis to come back for Josh Gad?
Josh Gad had a relationship with them because Josh Gad was working on a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot for Disney, where he was going to play the grown-up son and bring back Rick Moranis. So he already has that relationship. I don't know why that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot never left the ground, but I know he was supposed to bring Rick Moranis back for that.
I'm just gonna say, like, Josh Gad is in that area with Pedro Pascal with me, where they're just way too much in everything, like all around all the time.
And Josh Gad is probably 10 times as annoying as Pedro Pascal is. Like, I think Pedro Pascal he's oversaturated, but yeah, like, he's Olaf, man. I've seen way too much of Josh Gad, or at least I've heard too much of him.
Everything he's Olaf. Even in Beauty and the Beast as Gaston's assistant. I forgot his name.
Yeah. He's Olaf in Pixels. I say that all the time. Even in Pixels, he's like,
dude, that scene.
I mean, he's goofy and stupid. Like,
dude, that scene in Pixels where he yells at the military people.
Oh God, yeah. You beautiful Nubian.
It's too bad one's playing Barf's son. It's too bad that they got to do that because Candy passed. So it's like, we need, like, we got to write the story in such a way that, like, we explain that Barf is gone because the actor who played him is dead. But then we also sort of need like a Barf-like character. So, like, this will be, we'll just throw his son in there. Why not?
Yeah, we need a fat, funny guy.
Mm. They did that with Naked Gun. Did y'all see the Naked Gun trailer where they have the wall of, like, dads and they're each playing somebody's son?
Like
Leslie Nielsen. I mean, Leslie Nielsen. The guy from Taken. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Nielsen Leslie.
Liam Neeson.
I'll go with you now.
Liam Neeson is playing Leslie Nielsen's son, and then they have this whole line of they're all like praying to their dads, and they get to the end shot, and it's O.J. Simpson, and they cut to the black on the moon. He just looks at the camera and shakes his head.
That's a good way to do it. Like, if you gotta explain, because O.J. was in the original Naked Gun films. Obviously, you can't bring him back either for multiple reasons.
Yep. But yeah, I'm kind of getting sick of all it's just the kids of this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the sequel 30 years later, but it's the kids. Yeah. It feels lazy. It feels like we want to cash in on this long dormant franchise that everybody thought was dead since the 90s. But also Mel Gibson is 78 and Danny Glover is 142. And so
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah,
I don't think it's ever going to happen.
That's why I'm interested, like the rumors, like from Spielberg and stuff involved with with what Brolin said with the Goonies too. If they ever get it going, it's not going to be about their kids. It's going to be about them as adults, which is different.
It needs to be about them.
That's definitely different, though. Like I would be very interested to see that, because where would you go with it? What would you do?
Yeah.
Which makes it intriguing, because it wouldn't just be, the kids of the Goonies. It'd actually be them as adults. So, like, what would you do? Be interesting.
I'm not gonna. I saw a movie. I saw it on the plane coming home from wherever I just was recently. I don't know, Chicago. I watched a movie called Love Hurts with Ki Wan Kwan. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I've seen advertisements for that.
Yeah, Short Round, because it's Short Round and Sam Wise Gamgee and Sean Austin in the movie together, kind of like a mini Goonies relationship. And their scenes together were the best part of the movie when they were on screen. It was like kind of nostalgic.
I do want to recognize Lone Soldier 24 for his comment about Ryan Reynolds, because that's something that I've been saying for a long time.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds plays Ryan Reynolds.
He basically plays the same guy in every movie. Ryan Reynolds has acted one time in his life, and that was the Amityville Horror.
Yep.
Every other time, he's just kind of Ryan Reynolds being this cool hip dude.
I would say Chase, would you agree with me on this? I don't know. I would say maybe Smoking Aces with a little bit.
Yeah. Smoking Aces is Amityville Horror, I will say, is one that sticks out to me, because he genuinely scares. Like, he's genuinely scary, and I think I was talking about it not long ago, because he's Ryan Reynolds just like he is and then he turns like that, and it's like, motherfucker, you can act.
Yeah, like, he's actually good in Amityville.
Yeah, you can act. Like, but he doesn't. He just rather have a good time. Honestly,
I think he's coasting. Like, I think he he could act. I think Amityville Horror proves that, but also that was like what, 2009, 2008.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been a long time since he's tried to act. I think like obviously Deadpool, he's made a shit ton of money with some of his other films. I'm sure like his career has been quite lucrative over the last decade or so. And I think we all need to recognize how damn close he was to just like about the time that he made Waiting and Blade Trinity. It's like you on thin ice, motherfucker. And
no, there was something right before Deadpool too. Like he made a movie called Buried.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
Buried.
He made a
It's
couple
that
movies
movie,
before
Definitely
Deadpool.
Maybe, and I fucking hate that movie just
I
for the
love
title.
I
Which
like
movie?
Definitely Maybe.
Definitely Maybe. What a stupid name for a movie. Definitely
It's a
Maybe.
stupid name, but I like the movie. I do.
I don't like the movie either because he's talking to his daughter the whole time about some, all these hoes that he was with and making her guess which hoe he impregnated. Get out of here with this shit. Like, come
I
on.
liked
Take the little girl for ice cream. She's a cute daughter, but
I liked, and my daughter loves well, I mean, I like Just Friends, but he's definitely Ryan Reynolds in that. Free Guy, which is kind of under the radar, where he plays like a non-player character in a video game.
But he was, I mean, if you like right before Deadpool, his movies right before then, R.I.P.D., which I think is a great movie. He's not as Ryan Reynolds with that. He's a little, a little serious more in that, but he was in a movie called The Captive, which I never saw. And a movie called The Woman in Gold with Helen Mirren. Movies nobody's really, up against. So his career was kind of. And then as soon as Deadpool hits, it's like the hitman's wife, or the hitman's bodyguard. He's playing Ryan Reynolds essentially. He was in, Safe House was different for him. Him and Denzel. He couldn't be Ryan Reynolds with Denzel. Safe House is he's playing a very serious role in that.
I need to rewatch that one. I have seen it, but it's been a long time.
I would like somebody to grab him and put him in like a completely just serious role in a heavy serious movie and just see what he could do. I think he could do it. I really think he can. I just think he doesn't care.
No, because he's making too much money being himself.
Yeah.
And he's got power in that. I think this whole Blake Lively thing is going to change the course of some of that. But
yeah, I wonder about that. It feels like the news on that's kind of cooled off. So Jay Diamond here, who is a human being whose gender pronouns I wish to respect. I don't know if it's a male or a female, but I wish to respect your gender, not misgender you on the channel. But Jay Diamond does not think that Goonies 2 will ever happen.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It probably won't.
I feel like that's a long shot as well. But I also I feel like I said that about a lot of stuff that I thought was over, and they've just been bringing shit back. Like, thanks to Netflix and cheap sequels, 30 years later, people are like, you want another Beverly Hills Cop movie? We could do that. Shit, yeah.
That was
Eddie Murphy back.
That was so bad. Coming to America 2 was awful too.
God, that movie was Coming to America 2 was a steamy piece of shit.
Jesus, dude.
Awful.
Wesley Snipes was the only shining moment in that whole movie.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why he doesn't need to do jack shit else? He sold Aviation American Gin, the company he started, for $610 million.
He's got T-Mobile.
He's got
or Mint or whatever.
He's got Mint that is valued at just over $700 million. And he has made over $350 million in earnings in his last 5 films.
Oh, yeah.
Bro ain't got to do nothing.
Jay Diamond is a dude. Jay Diamond reports owning a penis, or at least
just
identifying. I don't know that Jay
redheads.
Diamond has a penis, but I do know that Jay Diamond identifies as male. So he might have a dude vagina. I don't know. And I'm not judging. So
Jesus,
I think I've been
1.5 billion, basically. He ain't got to do shit.
Yeah.
He made 1.5 billion being himself. You gotta tip your hat to that, kind of.
The Rock's doing the same. Jack Black's doing the same. They're playing themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, The Rock is another dude that you don't really expect The Rock to be an excellent actor. You just kind of think, all right, he's like another Arnold Schwarzenegger type where he's versatile enough that you can kind of he can play some comedic roles. He's mostly doing action because he's hitting people. I
like The Rock, but like he'll never ever be he'll never be up there with like Stallone and Arnold for me. First of all, he's not the actor that Stallone is, and he doesn't have it as charismatic as he is. He can't command the screen the way Arnold did. So, so I'm very interested to see him in this Scorsese movie. Like that's going to be interesting. Like he's playing a Hawaiian like mafia guy or something.
He's also in that Benny Safdie movie where he's playing that wrestler.
Yeah. So that's
I think it's an A24 movie.
Oh God.
A24 is like that's just a big turnoff for me. I see A24 I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm one.
Like you made this movie for 18-year-olds that want to be filmmakers one day, and that's it. That's what A24 is for.
That's it. I just feel pretension drips off of most A24.
God, the stench of pretension
is
wafting off of every A24 project. It's like if you said
A24 is the new Criterion.
Yeah, but they're even worse than Criterion. Shit.
Yo, I'll back that up.
The thing that kills me about A24, the final nail in the coffin for me with A24 was like looking at all their Blu-rays where they got like the barcode.
Oh my God.
Why does that need to be an integral part of your visual design? Like, why is that a design element that you're like, we're going to lean hard into the barcode across all of our artwork because nothing says commercial interest like barcode. Does barcode scream art to you, or does that scream I'm scanning this at a Walmart and I'm waiting for the person to come around and unlock the plastic case so I can take the fucking movie home at Walmart? That's not art.
There's a couple of their movies that I want to get, including one both y'all hate, her Heretic. I was about to say Hereditary for a second, Heretic. But I would get the German version because it doesn't have that stupid barcode on it.
I like the
Heretic. I've got a good place for that. It is in someone else's house, anyone else's house, other than mine. I just can't. I hate Hereditary worse, though. Honestly,
I'll never own Hereditary.
Hereditary is okay. To me, it's overrated, but it's not. Heretic is just like, come on, you little edgelord. Who wrote this? I want to go around and give copies of Heretic out to like the homeless people in my town.
I'm surprised though that you can handle Hereditary what it does with the little girl at the beginning.
Yeah,
that part was rough.
I'm like, I was out already.
That. My whole thing with Hereditary is I just don't want to watch a movie for 2 hours or whatever of that family fighting that seem to hate each other. It's too much hatred.
I'll tell you, I think, and I caught grief for saying this in my video today, but I was quoting what Carpenter said. He's like Aronofsky and these other guys from A24. He's like, I believe they secretly don't really like horror movies. They're making them because that's what they can get made, and they're throwing shit in at the end to call them horror movies, and they're kind of a thing. And I kind of. He's like, I'll let them go be artists. What do I know about making horror movies? That's the thing. He's like, they're all taking themselves way too seriously. He said it. I think I sent you guys the video. He's like, they all take themselves way too seriously. They want it to be art and all this, and it's very pretentious. And he's like, I'm out of that shit. Like, and I just feel like that's the guys who are more that I identify with, the no nonsense. Let's just get in there and make fun movies. We're making horror movies here. We're not performing. We're not painting the fucking Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
We're having fun. Like, everything don't have to be pretentious and that serious all the time.
I mean, what I'm saying is, like, even the guy who painted the Sistine Chapel painted Adam's dick.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a little bit of fun.
Yep.
He got them titties out. You got to love that Renaissance painting. They get them titties out.
I think A24 is X. Did they do A24?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is X A24? So I guess that movie I do like. I do like X. That reminds me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but with more sexiness to it.
They have a few movies I like, but none that I would buy. That even X, that was so mainstream that I think it's A24, but I got like a standard, just a normal, like Blu-ray.
I think X is A24, but they did have some standard releases.
And you know what? That's another movie where the wrong actress got all the attention, because like the chick that goes on to be like the main lead in all this trilogy, Brittany Snow outacts her in a million times over in X, in my opinion. Brittany Snow is the star of that movie to me. She is like, first of all, she's hot, but she's good in that movie. And I want to pay attention to her. And they're like, no. This is who the character's going to, this who this thing is going to be about over here.
I think Brittany Snow was better. And do you ever see Would You Rather? That horror movie?
Yes. Yeah.
I think she was better in that with the whole thing with the eye and just
she's good. She's good. She's very underrated. But everybody thinks of her from Pitch Perfect.
Mia Goth. That's the name of the person.
Like,
I like Mia Goth too. Mia Goth, and I loved her performance in Pearl. I don't know if I like Pearl in general, but I like her performance in it. But
I did. There's something about her I don't like as much. And what's the other one that everybody just decided should be in every movie? Jenna Ortega. Like,
oh yeah, Jenna Ortega.
She had one good scene in that. She had one good scene in X, and I'm sorry, I'm a guy, and this is going to sound extremely misogynistic, but the scene where she's in her underwear and she gets, that's the only scene in the movie where she's even remotely attractive to me. That one shot where she bends over on the bed. And
everybody decided, oh, well, she should be in every movie. I feel the same way about Zendaya. Like, I'm like,
Zendaya.
What?
I got a thing about people having one name. I don't like it very much. Like, I understand there might be cultures out there, and fine. If you're from some strange Samoan culture where you only have one name, I don't want to hate on an entire culture. But at the same time, if you're like, oh, I'm an actor now and my name is Zendaya, come to me with a last name, please. Zendaya Jones, Zendaya Smith, Zendaya Washington. Come to me with two names. I'll call you Zendaya. All you want to be called Zendaya, but like, give me a last name, please, or give me a first name. If Zendaya is your last name, and like some people call me Almy, that's fine. I'm cool with people calling each other by the last name. Okay, but give me two names. I don't like one name on people.
What do you think about three names?
I think three names is also like you're pushing it a little bit, but you could get away with it. I think in most cases.
Well, then you're pushing. Then you're a serial killer or a lone gunman, right?
You assassinate a president if you got three names.
I'm talking not just I'm talking about like you're talking about culture. Like, what about like Korean films like Park One?
Bong Joon-ho or some shit like that.
Joon-ho,
everybody's Bong Joon over there. I love that everybody in Korea is named Bong Joon. That's probably worse than the math.
Or Park. It's something Park, like Park Young-wai and Park. Like I get my directors I get my directors over there confused because I'm
okay with that. That's the Korean culture, and I respect the Koreans because they invented Taekwondo and shit like that. So I don't want to piss off the wrong Korean dude who's going to whoop my ass next time I go to the Asian grocery. So
Jay Diamond agrees with me about Mia Goth. Thank you, Jay.
Oh yeah, what I will say about Mia Goth too, that I actually find her attractive, and that's the problem I have with her, because when I see the cover of Pearl, specifically Pearl, I'm like, is she an adult, or is this because they make her look too young, where it's like, I know the actress is an adult. So like, but it's weirding me out. I'm like, is this supposed to be attractive, or is she playing like a minor character? Because I don't want to get too carried away if she's playing 15, right? Because that's disgusting. But on the other hand, it's like, well, she's an adult. Like, the actress is an adult, and she's kind of looks attractive. Like, she got a big ass axe.
She's got a lot of going against her for me, because as I'm looking at this, she's in 3 A24 movies, which I don't, except for X, I don't really care for. And then she's in a body horror movie, Cronenberg's Kids movie. And then she's in the Suspiria remake. Like, what the fuck? She's in like the she's rolling Yahtzee on shit I don't like. So
Infinity Pool, I actually dug Infinity Pool.
I haven't seen it, but I know it's Cronenberg's Kid, so you're gonna have body horror, right?
Oh, 100%. Oh, that movie is like 100% body horror.
Yeah,
it's about cloning. It's kind of about cloning and shit. Like it's fucked up. Yeah.
And so like I'm not a body horror guy. Like Videodrome is kind of like Videodrome. I mean, I guess if you want to call the thing, like I don't have a lot of of stomach for body horror for whatever reason.
My biggest problem, and I don't know if this bugs the shit out of me, the Pearl poster, because I feel like because I work in marketing, and it's like, so the first X movie is the crossing the legs, forming the X, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the third movie, Maxine, is Max XXX scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Pearl is her standing in front of the farm doors, and it's just one X. But I'm like, farm doors have two X's.
Yeah.
But she's only standing in front of one, and I'm like, that's not how farm doors look. There's two X's.
She should have been standing in the middle of two doors.
Exactly.
X
I
on
know
each
why
side.
they did the X to, recorrelate it back to the first movie, but they should have done it with the two X's because in real life, there's two X's on that door. It just bugs. It's like a little nitpick in marketing. I'm like, it bugs me every time I see that poster. There should be two X's.
My God, the Suspiria remake is 2 hours and 32 minutes. I would hang myself.
It's bad. I can't do the Suspiria remake at all. It's a complete opposite direction that they went with the first Suspiria, where the first Suspiria is overly colorful and in your face, and that's what people remember about it, is how colorful it is. This movie has like no color palette. None. It is flat and desaturated.
I didn't like the original, so and the only thing I liked about it was the color and stuff. So
all I remember about the original is that leaving the airport and getting in the cab scene, and once she gets to the house, I don't remember anything else. I'm not an Italian horror guy though.
Me either. I'm not that big on it. I was gonna send you. Now that you've got the OLED, you do have to watch Demons at some point. That 4K is one of the best I've seen. Also, though, I go back to that one all the time. Not really it technically is an Italian horror, but I mean, it's got a full American banging soundtrack, and it doesn't feel like it in some ways because it's a little goopy, I guess. It's a little gooey, but other than that, it doesn't really feel like an Italian horror to me.
Speaking of Italian horror, a subscriber of mine asked me how cheeky looked on my OLED, so I put it in last night and sent him pictures. Like, this is the menu. This is how it looks. I'm like, it doesn't have Dolby Vision, so I mean, but it's got HDR.
Oh, wait till you get you a 4K Melusine and put it on that OLED.
I only have a Blu-ray Melusine.
Well, the sale starts on Tuesday.
How long is that sale? Because I would like real talk, I would like to at least get maybe one Melusine every other month or something. Like small, but
this sale is going to be like they did last year, where each day certain stuff is going to be announced and certain stuff is going to be on sale, and at the end of that day, it'll be off sale, and tomorrow the next stuff will be, and it'll do that for a week.
But that's just for Vinegar Syndrome, right? Or is that for both?
They'll have stuff on Melusine too each day.
So with the sale starts Tuesday, right, and ends when, Friday, or do they go all weekend?
No, it goes till the following Monday, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I know my dumbass. I'm gonna fuck around and like leave one of those Melusine discs in the fucking player, and my kids are gonna come down some Saturday morning and be like, "Let's turn on the TV."
You're like, "Ooh, look, Dad, Sleeping Beauty."
Yeah.
But hey, yeah, I mean, that stuff it still looks cool, man. I mean, they put some good artwork on that over there too. I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of that stuff over there, they put just as much work into that artwork as they do on their main site.
For sure. They make that porn look good. They make it look appealing.
It's the one I got is Body Shots, which is a 2K restoration from the original negative. From an early 80s like X movie, and each Blu-ray kind of comes with two movies.
Mm-hmm.
The Blu-rays you actually 4Ks.
How cool does that is on a that's like on
I thought about I'm thinking about getting that one.
Site, like get out of town.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting that one, but the one I got it was Body Shots and Let's Get Physical. I will say Let's Get Physical was not really that good, like as a movie, but Body Shots reminded me a lot of what's that movie, Jason, from Fun City Editions? The aerobics movie, the 80s.
Oh, Heartbreakers. Yeah.
No, not
Oh,
Heartbreakers.
What's it called? It's not Heartbreakers. Heartbreakers is a different Fun City Editions.
The aerobics one.
Yeah. The Heavenly Bodies.
Heavenly Bodies. Yeah, it reminded me of Heavenly Bodies, just with a lot more.
You didn't get the slip.
I didn't get the slip.
I mean, they go into the spot gloss, all that stuff. So
I
do like
even
that
reversed
stuff.
my art because I don't like the Body Shots poster. It's a little too much for me, but I really like the Let's Get Physical artwork on it. But no, I didn't get the slip. I missed it. I got the last standard edition. So
really,
yeah, there was literally. I waited till it got down to 1, and I bought it.
I have not yet watched The Howling 2.
how 80s is this? Stud Hunters.
Stud Hunters.
You still haven't watched The Howling 2? The Howling 2
I have not watched The Howling 2 since I got it. I mean, I haven't seen it on 4K, so
it's a great looking 4K, and Sybil Danning at the end of that is hilarious. What they do with that shot of her where she just keeps they keep, because she didn't want to do any more nudity than that, so the director cut into where she just he replays the scene where she rips her top off like 50 times. Just
nice.
He plays it all through the credits.
That's awesome. Like, you don't have to film anymore, but that doesn't mean we can't just show it.
Yep.
Again. Like, no one's gonna complain because boobs.
I just thought that was funny. Like, oh, you don't want to do it? Well, watch this.
We have ways of getting around that.
I love how Vinegar Syndrome's site is already down.
Yeah, they're gearing up.
Yeah.
Do y'all think they'll have any like big? Because I don't. The titles y'all talked about, I never heard of them.
I know you're killing my soul on
guy, bro. Like, I hate to just gang up on you with Chase here, but like, I have to agree with him. Fire in the Sky is an awesome movie. You got to check it out.
I'm saying I've never even heard of it.
I remember renting that on VHS back in the day. I didn't see it in the theaters, but I rented it on VHS, and I remember watching it in my parents' basement and thinking, "All right, it's
I've never even seen
everyone's sleeping. I'm freaked out."
That's a true story. That's based on a true story. You should look it up, because it's those guys. Because a guy gets abducted by aliens, right? And he's like a logger in Washington State or whatever, and the whole crew, he's like disappeared for 5 days, 7 days, whatever it is. And then he shows up back, but like, it made national news because all those guys had to take like polygraph tests. They passed the polygraph tests, like all this kind of stuff about what happened. So it's pretty intense. And DB Sweeney's a good actor. Yeah, Fire in the Sky will freak you out, man.
Dude, that freaked me out as a kid. I must have been, when I saw that movie, I don't know, I must have been 12 or so, something around there.
We lost Brian. He frees up.
Yeah. The fucking aliens got him.
Yep.
You ain't seen Fire in the Sky? Shit.
Damn, this Vinegar Syndrome thing they're gonna have 22 brand new partner label releases. The Gausser video, 3 VSs, VSU, cinematograph, a VSA, a VSL, some new some catalog variant slip covers, daily deals earning shoppers 5 times VSMC points. Exclusive out of print deals. Wow.
I like that.
I think y'all didn't black out like I did y'all?
No, we were making fun of you. Be quiet. Shh, back.
I was like, the whole thing just blacked out. I texted like, did we just get shut down? And then y'all come back just having a conversation. Like, I guess it was me. I don't know.
You thought YouTube finally came around.
It happened to me earlier too.
Precisely 1 hour and 12 minutes ago, that idiot showed some titties. We're taking him down.
They hadn't found them yet.
No.
But they got a lot coming up for sale. That I think my money's still the VSU is going to be Fire in the Sky. Could be wrong, but that's
What's that other one people are talking? I can't tell if they're being serious or not. I think Ken's talked about and Garrett's talked about that Mac and Me something.
Oh, Mac and Me. Yeah,
dude,
that's not
insane.
They're like,
I can't tell if they're being serious or they're just joking.
I think they want to be serious, but that's not. I don't see that's realistic. I mean,
you gotta buy more copies of Rad. Yeah,
they're gonna bust out 10,000 more copies of Rad.
I'm
they
still
need to make a yacht payment, man. That Vinegar Syndrome yacht ain't gonna pay itself off.
Well, Umbrella's about to re-release Rad too.
Mm-hmm.
They better put a lenticular slipcover on that bitch.
Dude, I think the Vinegar Syndrome artwork for that was some of the worst I've ever seen. That like in infrared thing that they did for their, I did not like that art at all.
Yeah, I still just have the steelbook, the Blu-ray steelbook.
Yeah, that's what I have, and that's a 4K scan. So, and I've literally watched that movie once in my whole life. I'm good, but it looks great to me.
Dude,
Yeah,
good
I've
luck
watched that movie
finding
a couple times, but
finding who owns Mac and Me. Like Shout Studios has the Blu-ray rights. 20th Century Fox has the DVD rights. Second Sight has the DVD rights in England. MGM has the VHS and DVD rights in US. Split. Oh my God! Like, good luck tracking that thing down.
damn.
Like
4K Mac and Me. I got my fingers crossed for you, Ken.
I mean, I could see Explorers maybe because it's also a Paramount film, but it's more about them going into space than watching the skies. If you're going down that road,
mean, the "Watch the Skies" tagline matches very well with Fire in the Sky. And the other one that I was kind of hoping, and that I think matches the rest of the line really well, is Stargate. I thought would match
Stargate Stargate could be because that's an MGM.
That's like a less of a like Watch the Skies type of thing. I mean, that's
I want to see Vinegar Syndrome do Payback.
Payback could be cool.
Yeah,
because it's Paramount, it's Mel Gibson. I don't see the studios touching that, but I can see a boutique touching that.
I want Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts. Mel Gibson.
I have that on DVD somewhere.
Grand Jan took me to see that when it was in the theaters. We went to eat Mexican food and went to see Conspiracy Theory, and that was an excellent evening hanging out with Grand Jan.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
It's been a long ass time. I like
who
to
was
watch
the director on that?
4K.
Wasn't that a big director who did Conspiracy?
Yeah, it was
Theory?
fucking Richard Donner. I want to say
Donner. Okay, that's
okay. I think I shouldn't.
I was gonna say Freakin', but I knew it wasn't Freakin', but I knew it was somebody kind of on that level.
1997 Conspiracy Theory.
Yeah, it's Donner. It's Donner.
Yeah. Richard Donner, who also directed Mel Gibson in the Lethal Weapon films. Yeah,
Yep.
he's gone now. So Donner has passed.
I'm gonna tell you, I as someone who films and colors, I can spot a Richard Donner film in two scenes because they all have very similar looks, color treatments, and grades to them.
Yeah,
I also think the film stock back then just had a specific look to how.
Oh yeah, they all had
Lethal Weapon looked like the Reds, and Lethal Weapon look so good, and they don't look like normal Reds today. It's a different kind of red.
No, there's like a whole like science to picking which film stock with which camera, and like you'll get directors that only want to work with one type of film stock, one type of camera. They got very like into specific shit.
Lone Soldier wants to know who's got the U.S. rights to the Neverending Story.
I don't know, but did you see Germany just announced a 4K for the Neverending Story 2?
I did see that. I didn't even know there was a sequel. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it's 2 and 3.
Yeah,
there's 3. Yeah,
the third one has Jack Black in it.
Does it really?
Yeah, I believe so.
I know the second one's got the kid from Sidekicks.
Yeah.
It appears
I remember seeing part 2 in the theaters, man. Shit.
Yeah, part 2. I've been wanting to rewatch it so much since I rewatched.
So here's where I sound like a massive nerd. I read the book, The Neverending Story, that the movies are based off of. The book came first. It was written by a German author, translated into English, back in the day. So like I had seen the first one on TV or whatever as a youth. I read the book, and then the second movie came out, and it's like The Godfather, where like Godfather Part 1 covers most of the book, but then there was enough of the book that they could do the scenes for Godfather 2, and they drew from the book for the young Vito Corleone scenes. It's the same thing, like Neverending Story. The first Neverending Story film is like the first half of the book. And then the second movie is actually a fairly faithful adaptation of the back half of the book. So like the book covers part 1 and 2. Part 3 just kind of came out of nowhere. That movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the original source material does inspire both, part 1 and part 2 of Neverending Story, but they did have to recast the Bastion kid.
I remember that.
Because they made the movie so many years later. He would have had like a beard looking like me with gray in it and shit by the time they made part 2.
Holy shit. You want some interesting info on Neverending Story?
Yeah.
So Imprint does not have any rights of their own to that movie. They licensed a certain amount, it appears, from Warner Home Video to sell.
Okay.
So
Warner still owns the rights worldwide.
Yep, appears that way.
That sounds about right. But Warner is, according to Ken, I recently saw one of Ken's videos, doesn't Warner want physical media to make a comeback?
Yeah.
And so, it seems like there's already a 4K, it's already out there. It exists. Why not just sell it to the Americans?
Damn. So like people keep talking about like that's what Imprint is. They're like, why don't Imprint do standard? Why not? Imprint's just they're licensing a certain amount of movies. That's all they're getting. Hey, can we put out 2,000 copies? That's all. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. Because they're not that way. They don't have to buy out rights to any territories or anything else. They're just like, hey, we'd like to make 2,000 limited editions and 1,000 of these steelbooks. Can we do that?
I think $80 for that steelbook is ridiculous.
That's crazy because it's $100 almost by the time you do tax and shipping. Even if you get it from Orbit, you're going to $6 for shipping, tax. You're going to be over $90. So
that's wild.
And you don't get everything the other one came with. The other one came with 5 discs. This one only comes with 3 discs.
Mm-hmm. So I'm happy with the one I got for sure for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
I'm just sitting over here hoping for a domestic release of.
Yeah, Jay Diamond. He says, "Watch the Skies" could also be V, but I'm assuming Vinegar Syndrome doesn't. They definitely wouldn't do a mini series as a VSU. I wouldn't think.
So. I would not think so either.
So if they're releasing this is a surprise VSU, right?
This is going to be the first time this is them making a move to putting out 4 a year. They've never done another one right here at this point. They've always just done 3 a year. We've already come past the first 2. The last one will come Black Friday. Yeah. So this is that, which, I mean, people are mad at me for saying this, but I've been advocating for 4 for a long time. It just made sense to me. It still does. 1 a quarter. Like financially,
I think those are good sellers for them too. Like financially, I think you want each quarter to be sort of supported and buttressed by a strong seller, and I think the VSUs are strong sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly since that line is the more like recognizable line of films for like normies. Like people haven't necessarily heard of shit like Evil Laugh, which is like or Devil's Fetus or something like that. It's like that's not really for normies, but like if they've got a line for normies, it's VSU because it's like, oh yeah, I remember Golden Child, or some shit like that.
Roadhouse or Showgirl.
Yeah,
like I've heard of those. Yeah, and I know like the hardcore, they're really in it. Like I listen to people, they're in a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if they put out stuff like Roadhouse and Golden Child, people are like, oh, mainstream, what are they doing? This is what Vinegar Syndrome does. And then if they put out, Devil's Fetus and all this kind of stuff, people are like, all they do is put out shit that's, shot on crap, and I don't want to watch that stuff. So it's like, what? Bro, they got to keep the lights on. Like I don't know. Like sometimes I'm wondering, like, did any of y'all ever like have simple economics or have any kind of thoughts of like how businesses work? Like I was having a discussion with someone complaining about the imprint, like the 2,000 copies that they're doing of The Keep at $150 a piece, basically. So that's $300,000. And they're like, well, that's a ridiculous markup. They could take less, so that people can. And I'm like, bro, they're not making the $300,000. They got to pay taxes on that, production, license, all that kind of stuff. Do you want to put up $300,000 for the chance to walk away with 150? Probably not.
Yeah.
It's a big gamble. And then out of that 150, you got to pay the people that work for you and invest in your next one that next movie that's going to come out. So profit margins are not as big as people think.
Yeah. And gross revenue. I mean, like you just mentioned all of the things that have to eat out of the gross revenue. Like you've got to break some of this revenue off to pay your people and to, do whatever, lease on buildings and shit like that, licensing fees. So it's just like, yeah, you can do the math on, $45 per unit times 12,000 units sold, but you don't know how much of that has to go towards all of these other places because you don't know how many employees they got or what their payroll looks like, how much they're paying them. You don't know what the licensing agreement said, so you don't know how much they're paying for the license and all the other shit. So
it's just like you might bring home $10,000 after taxes in a month, but do you get to keep $10,000? Well, let's pay $2,500 for your house. Let's pay another $1,000 for your 2 car. Like you start dwindling all this down, and you're like, yeah, no, I don't get to keep all that. I got to pay for stuff that I got to have.
Yeah, for sure. Faux shizzle. Do you guys know that we've been going almost 3.5 hours?
That's crazy. I just saw that. It's midnight here. Brian's 11. Yeah. That's why Brian's like, we got to get on this shit early because we talk too much.
Yeah,
if we started at the other time, we'd be going till like 2 a.m.
Yeah, man, shoot. I don't want to go till 2. Not tonight. Not on a Sunday.
No,
I'm gonna pull that shit on a Friday, but
I'm gonna go throw I'm trying to decide what movie I watched Session 9 earlier. Have you guys seen Session 9?
Is that animated movie?
No, that's just 9.
Session 9 is the one that they filmed in the asylum or whatever. Yeah, I saw that long ago.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. It's kind of scary. It's very interesting, but the behind the scenes interviewing the people about the stuff that happened while they were filming, how they were scared to be in there and wanted to get the hell out, that was probably more interesting than the movie.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Looking for something else I got Air America on 4K came in the mail from Amazon today.
You finally got your steelbook in?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll be honest, I kind of want to go watch Dirty Work again. That fucking movie killed me yesterday.
Did you get that, Brian?
I've never seen Dirty Work.
I had never seen it either.
It's very funny.
Yes. That 4K.
I watched it on streaming before, but I'm not getting that VS, whatever that is. I would just get a standard because I do not want that hairy chest.
See, everybody's upset about the hairy chest. I don't mind the hairy chest.
I think it looks kind of gross, but like I would never pass. I think it's fine. It's funny. I think but I would never pass up that chunky box with everything with it. There's no way.
I mean, like first of all, the movie had no right to look that good.
Like it's ridiculously good.
Movie like Dirty Work has no business whatsoever looking that damn good. But like I saw that movie when it first came out in the theaters. I was a big Adam Sandler fan at the time. Like I had gone to see all the Adam Sandler movies and just knowing that he worked on a production a little bit and he made a cameo. I was like, dude, I'm gonna go see it because it's like that vein of comedy that Chris Farley actually has a fairly big role in it. But just knowing that it was like part of that cycle of comedies I was a big fan of at the time. And I do remember being a little bit like, I wasn't wowed by it back then. But watching it again yesterday, I was like, this is actually fucking hilarious. And I wasn't able to appreciate it. Like the scene where they like hide all the fish. And then like the drug lords come in and they go hide and they're like still holding fish, but they're like hiding in the other room. And the drug lords like get into a fight because of the smell of the fish that they planted, and then they all start killing each other, and it goes for like 5 minutes. They're like narrating. You can hear them in the other room, like, "Oh no, he's got a chainsaw," and you hear the chainsaw and all the machine guns going and shit. And they're smiling at first because they're playing a prank, but then like as it gets progressively more violent and everyone's dying, you just watch the smiles slowly fade off their faces, and they just look horrified with what they've done, but they're still like just standing there, totally still holding the fish. And it's 100% facial performance because they go from like, yeah, to like just very slowly, like over the course of like 5 minutes, like a long
it's a long stretch.
Such a fucking I was crying, and it's like they never cut. They never said like there's no funny dialogue. It's just watching their reaction like very slowly turn. And it's just like that was I hesitate to say it, but masterful. Like that was good.
It's so good. Did you get Dark Half?
I did not yet get Dark Half, but I'm interested. And I'm thinking
So-
about reading the book first.
So like I got accused on my Vinegar Syndrome reviews of like being paid by them because I said how good the Dirty Work and the Golden Child and Dark Half 4Ks are. They're that good, man. Like I don't know, like they're
Bob
that
Saget
good.
actually directed Half Baked as well.
Did he do Half Baked too? I knew he did.
Wrong, but
I knew he did this one.
Dirty Work, but I think he also did Half Baked.
Dude, Dark Half is pretty good too. That's one that was better than I remembered it too. It could have made that other list I did about stuff that I liked better. It was better than I remembered it.
Yeah, Dirty Work. I had just watched your video like a couple of days earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And so watching Dirty Work, I was like, dude, I like this movie so much better now. I'm a little older. I think I'm maybe, a little bit more. I can pay attention a little bit better than I did in 98 and like sort of notice some more subtleties, because Norm, I think, has a very subtle, like he's very wry in his delivery, but I think he does have like a subtlety where he's almost making a joke to himself a little bit. And so some of his shit isn't like big over the top, like huge, like Chris Farley is like big over the top, very animated, very loud. And like, that's his comedy. Like Norm feels like a totally different performer. And it's like, he reminds me of my grandpa a lot, the one that I just lost last December, but he had like a very kind of like wry and sardonic sense of humor where it's like he was kind of amusing himself, and if other people got it, then cool. But like I really love that about Norm, is that is a little bit of like a subtlety to it as well.
Yeah, he does. And it's that dry delivery on stuff too, just that deadpan kind of delivery on everything. Chevy Chase is good in a supporting role in that movie too.
Yeah, Chevy Chase. When he gets the check at the end, he's like, "What do you want to bet? I don't go pay off my bookies."
Yeah,
he's like, "No, go pay your bookies right now."
I think you would like it, Brian. I think you would like it.
Yeah, I think especially if you like those movies like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. Like I'm working on a pet theory, and I'll bounce it off you guys and the chat now. But like, there was that 90s comedy, that this cycle of, they were Saturday Night Live alums, and I think it started off kind of slow. Like Wayne's World obviously represented some Saturday Night Live alums kind of making a movie. That was more of a straight SNL movie though, because it was characters from SNL, but definitely like got the idea going that like we can take actors from Saturday Night Live and then like build comedies around them as personalities. But I think it really got started like heavy with Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. I mean, Chris Farley's coming out the same year, I think the same month as Happy Gilmore. I think it was either Tommy Boy. I think it was Tommy Boy came out like the same month as Happy Gilmore. Like imagine being alive and going to see movies then, like the same month.
Yeah.
Go see Happy Gilmore, and then 2 weeks later you get to go see Tommy Boy. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I think Dirty Work kind of represents the end of that cycle, because you're getting towards like the later 90s at that point. Chris Farley passed away just after filming Dirty Work, and so I think that kind of came to an end. Adam Sandler started making kind of bigger movies. So
would y'all consider Stripes part of that? Or no?
Stripes is 81.
Yeah.
82.
81?
Yeah, it's early. Yep.
I was thinking that was late 80s for some reason.
That was like,
no, it's 81, 82.
Pre Ghostbusters for.
Yeah, it's a couple years before the Ghostbusters. Harold Ramis and Bill Murray. I think it's 81 or 82.
Involved in Stripes too, right?
Who?
Ivan Reitman.
I think he directed, or did Harold Ramis direct it?
What, Ghostbusters 2?
No, Stripes. Was that an Ivan Reitman
Stripes was Ivan Reitman.
What about Meatballs? Was Ivan Reitman involved in some way? Production, like producing or anything?
I believe
he directed Meatballs.
Yeah. So Stripes was 81.
So that's like the connection. Like you got Ivan Reitman, you got Bill Murray, you got Harold Ramis, from Meatballs to Stripes to Ghostbusters in that like sort of late 70s to mid 80s. Like they really shot up with those three.
Yeah, he did.
I'd almost put those together because the creative crew on those.
Reitman is one of my favorite directors. He has Meatballs, Stripes, Ghostbusters 2. He directed the Ghostbusters music video. He did Twins, Kindergarten Cop, Dave, Evolution, 6 Days, 7 Nights, My Super Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh, did he do that too?
Yeah. Draft Day with Kevin Costner.
I was talking about that in my my DVD video. That's going to be like 6 hours long.
6 hour epic.
I pulled
You
Draft
better
Day.
do like
and I
an
was
intermission. Do an intermission like the way they used to do, like intermission.
Dude, it's taking me 2 days to do it. I'm still not done. I started yesterday. I'm still not done filming. I'm like shooting, taking a break, editing, shooting more. Like the camera's not moved. It's literally the dumbest thing I've ever done.
You need to release that bitch like for the holidays or something. Like hit me when I got a week off or something like that.
If I'm not mistaken, Harold Ramis directed Caddyshack and
he did Groundhog Day.
He did Groundhog Day too.
He did Groundhog Day. He also did National Lampoon's Vacation. I'm fairly certain.
You might be right.
I didn't know he did that one.
He wrote. Harold Ramis wrote National Lampoon's Animal House. How about that?
Yeah. Harold Ramis was involved in a lot of the National Lampoon stuff during that era. He did a lot of writing for that. I think he wrote for the magazine originally too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I don't know, it's just wild how all these guys kind of come up together and then they start making movies together, and it's like they just sort of dominate a particular genre for like this slice of time. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they all came together. He passed away of something. He had like oh man, it was something that it's known to have affected for like, it was like 142 people in the United States. It was like some sort of real rare variation of some kind of vascular disease or something.
Yeah.
Forget. It was crazy. Like something that just nobody gets, like this super rare thing.
Unless you piss off the CIA.
Yeah. Harold Ramis directed National Lampoon's Vacation. John Hughes wrote it. That's
Ramis passed in 2014. That sounds about right, Lone Soldier. I think that's about when I remember hearing about that. It's really
14.
I remember being sad about that. I
feel like Knocked Up was the last thing I saw him in, like visually. He played Dipshit's dad in it. Seth Rogen. You know, the whole tub of honey mustard that you don't want to eat. That was a good analogy. Like, shit. I guess we better get off here. I got to go watch a movie, go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to hit the hay as well. 3.5 hours, people. We were working
Stamina. We bring the stamina.
Yeah. We trained for this.
We trained from this. Blue Chew. Where are you?
I'm pounding the Blue Chew all day long. I am rock hard just below, right here where the camera cuts off. I'm stacking donuts like dirty work over there.
That's what your mic's propped on.
Yeah. You think this is a boom arm? Yeah, that's just what I call it.
Is that an LED
come touch
on
my
your
boom arm over here?
Is your boom arm just reflective, or is that like an LCD or like a light on your boom?
No, it's just like there's a part of it that's like chrome and like very bright, like right here.
Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't tell if it was reflective or you actually had a light on there.
Yeah, I tricked my boom arm out, bitches. Yeah, I'm like a Korean kid over here with his fucking boom arm. All right, I'm sorry to all the Asians in the audience as well tonight. I feel like
I'm just writing the list of if he's not canceled yet, he's getting there.
Yeah, wait till you're just gonna get a list from YouTube.
I am a violet. I'm a habitual line stepper, is what a lot of my friends call me. A habitual line stepper, where oftentimes it's by accident. Like the titties tonight were purely by accident. I'm sorry to everybody who saw a nipple tonight.
You just gotta leave that up until literally the credits in, or cut the credits as soon as credits.
Jeez, I don't know. Like I was just gonna leave this up as a live, but I might have to pull it down and then edit that part out and then put it back up as a video.
That might be the safest thing to do.
Yeah. I'm not going to edit out all my inappropriate edgy jokes though. Those were good. You laughed when I said that thing about math. You laughed, so I'm leaving it in.
Oh yeah, I would just leave that.
Come at me, YouTube. What are you going to do to me? All right, Jay Diamond, you have a good night. Lone Soldier, I love you. I'm going to smooch you in the mouth next time I see you. Jay Diamond too, because you got a sexy avatar, even though you're a dude. You got a sexy avatar. I like Dark Phoenix as well. That also does things for me that work from the waist down. So You guys, Becca, everybody that's been in the chat. If I didn't say your name, Mr. Vision's Truth, I love you as well. Brian, at Last Movie Standing, everybody go subscribe if you haven't already. Chase, at AV Pop Culture, go subscribe if you haven't already. Probably you have. That's what you're doing here because, you know, I love you guys. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. We're going to peace. Go get some sleep. It's a Sunday. You got to get up and work tomorrow. I'm out.
Night, guys.
Night.
Good night.